I love how the female singer in that kind of at the end of it, she's breathing into the thing, going yeah, kind of cool. Welcome aboard, everybody. We are in early. It is 6 o'clock, and yeah, we're going early today, Governor. You're not going to hang me today, Governor. To quote, or actually not even a quote, I just kind of made it up, but it's from Hang 'em High with Bruce Dern in there. Yeah. You're not going to hang me today, Governor. Anyway, I like Bruce Dern. He's funny. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's a good actor. I like him. Silent Running, 1972, 72. Silent Running. I saw that at the theater when I was a kid. But anyway, we're in early, an hour earlier start today because I'm going to be wheeling and dealing. Gosh, I'm being my own Mr. Sticker Mania. And I'm selling my old Sony X53 camcorder. This is a great camera. It's 4K, but I bought it in 2015, 2016. Now it would have been 2015 when we were headed over to Europe, to England to do a lot of filming of cemeteries and the like. And those of you that are Patreons, I showed some of that footage on my last Patreon broadcast. Anyway, today is all about David Atkinson. We're going to get him in at some point. He's got a football game to watch. His team's playing. I guess he's an avid sports guy. We'll learn about that when David gets here. But he launched the 2026 vinyl tag, the official tag, and so it was met with some resistance in certain quarters. And so I think David wanted to redress some of that. What the fuck? I'm still in bed. Let a man sleep in on Sunday. I know, man. We're in early because I got a wheeling deal. My big chair that used to sit right there, it sold yesterday. And really, we got our money back for it. So we bought it for 1,200 kind of thing, and we got 1,200 back for it. So for 2 years, I had that chair. But this is a small area, and for those of you that have been blessed to come over to hang out with me and Scoozy, you'll know how small the little listening area is, but it's intimate, but it's great. And these gorgeous Harbes, man, they're lovely. Kind of cool because it was an audiophile guy. He's a music gearhead, and that bought my chair. And then he showed me a picture how it looks in his place, and it's beautiful. It matches his shelving unit and everything. So it was kind of nice. Anyway, so today it's going to be the camera. Super nice guys, super nice. We'll probably meet them again. And but he wants us to come over and listen to his system. He's got a nice rig, but he was impressed. We played him some Jerry Mulligan. I said, well, what's your jam, man? And he goes, I like jazz and blues. And I go, okay, we can do that. And I recommended Rob's channel to him. Sue did. If he likes jazz, tune in and watch Rob the Wax. Rob's doing amazing right now. Autophily, our friend Autophily, Anthony, we gave him a link to that one, wrote it down for him. So anyway, really good stuff. And but one of the big pieces of news is I'm broadcasting. Mazzy, of all people, is going to be the happiest about this update. And golden. So I went out on Facebook Marketplace and I picked up a 35 millimeter camera, mirrorless, and I picked up a Sony A6400 it's got a shutter count of about 20,000 shutter count on it, whatever that means. And there's mechanical parts in these, but I'm going to be broadcasting soon using this. Now it's a learning curve because what I got to do is, and I've already pre-ordered the parts, I have to get a 4K, what the hell do they call it? Yeah, capture card. Elgato is the famous Elgato 4K capture card. So I've got to connect that to it. And because it's a mini HDMI port on this thing, the mini HDMI, there can be wear and tear when you open up the little side compartment. There's a tiny little port. So I got a little piece that goes in there converts the mini to a large, and then you plug the large cord into the port, and it'll save wear and tear on the little port there. Yeah, we had to help you out. Well, you came to, you don't, not that you need our help, but
He had audiophile leanings.
you had audiophile leaning. Oh, he's a gearhead,
Yeah,
right? And so
yeah.
we told him about, you said, well, if you like, jazz and classical and good gear and audiophile level stuff, you got to watch our friend Anthony. You're out of the gate early. Yeah, I am, Mark. Happy 2026. Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to everybody. We're on the 4th of January already. 4th of January already. Isn't Elvis's birthday like today? Isn't it Elvis's birthday today? Let me know, Elvis people. And David Bowie, for that matter. David and Elvis share a birthday. So then I needed a lens for this thing. So I just bought the body. Then I went out and I bought this lens, brand new. I think it's very affordable. It's a 30 millimeter, and apparently I'm watching videos. It doesn't tell a photo or anything, so it's a fixed distance on it. But I'm going to mount it. We bought a mounting arm. We got the Elgato 4K link. We got the little kind of connector to take the wear and tear off. We already have an HDMI cable.
Look through it and see
What else?
how big you're going to actually be.
What are you talking? Well, no, it's going to be this kind of frame. It frames very similar to this. I went and asked AI.
Okay.
Well, you got to take the cap off it or you won't see much.
Right. Well, we try.
Anyway, yeah, it's a Sigma. This is what I picked up. The Sigma 30 f1.4. A lot of videos on YouTube that people use this, and it gives me what's called bokeh, the blurred background, so it'll punch me out a little bit. Okay, here's Elvis. He comes in on the 8th, not the 4th, so I'm 4 days off. All right, I know he's early in January. Thank you for that, Richard. And Happy New Year and good morning. I guess this is the first big show of the new year for Rachel's Ghost. Anyway, we're looking forward to the year, so I am updating and upgrading on the camera. How's that look?
You can't tell because you've got it on the movie setting.
Oh, well, just change the setting then. I mean, you just swing the button to whatever setting you want.
Okay, but I don't.
Here, bring it.
It won't be accurate, so I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be using a movie setting, but it still frames the same way. It's still going to be the same framing.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, and people use this all the time. If you want to see what it looks like on YouTube, just look at a 6400 with the Sigma 33 f1.4. So there's that. So I picked up that. Now, yeah, I thought I'd do it. I think it's a good deal. Well, that timing took me by surprise. Yeah, David, we're in earlier by an hour because I got to go meet a guy. I'm doing a meet and greet, and I'm going to sell my Sony FX. What is it called? FX53. So it's a beautiful camcorder. It does 4K, does great zoom. I've filmed a lot with it. I used it in Europe, but I find that I now use my iPhone. And these new iPhones, I've got an older one, a 13 Pro Max. Massey's got the new one. The new iPhones that Massey's got almost equal. In some cases, they can surpass even something like this, which is a 2019 product. The lens came out in 2016, but they're still producing it. It's what's called an E-mount. Sony's still building for E-mounts, so they hold their value. It's future-proof in terms of the lens that I bought. So if I should move on, from this particular body, we'll see what happens. All in good time. So the other thing, this is if my friend Mr. Stickermania, Frank, shows up, the Pride of Kentucky, I was over at Frank's channel looking around at Mr. Stickermania's stuff. Gosh, I'm going to put this up here. So, my Beatles, my beloved Beatles. So if you're not into Beatles, take a powder for a few minutes while I get through this. But I got to show you what I picked up locally. I've been really busy on Marketplace. This came across, and I couldn't resist the deal. Okay. These are first pressings They aren't pressing. First printing their books. First printing books of the Beatles magazine, and they ran from, I believe, 1963 to 19. Well, they went up to 1982, but they came out to the Beatles and beyond. This is a good guy. We love this guy. New album, big year. Watch Angelo Kelly. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. Make sure you get the right Angelo Kelly. There's a million impersonators out there, but Angelo's great, and he's got a new album coming out that he's going to, going to be putting out this year. So everybody get on board and support this great artist. And we love Angelo. I always get a kick out of Angelo because he is a kind of a big deal, and he likes my silly little show. But anyway, here's what I came across. I've got 12 of these to show you, and I'm going to show you all 12 because I want to show you the numbers. 1966. These are the Beatles fan club books. Every time Frank Stickermania had come on, it seemed I would ask him about these. And they're little fan publications from back in the day. So they're high gloss, and they're great. Dr. Winston Boogie, that's Barry. Rachel, you have lost so much weight. I've lost 100 pounds currently. I'm 209 right now. I was in at 309 a year ago. But, and it's got articles, early pictures of the Fabs, George. And, it's fantastic, So this one here, the latest mine go up to is 1966. But it goes along and follows with the, it follows the movies they were doing. So, Hard Day's Nights in here, Help, following all that. There you go. Look at that. There's, hello, I'm Ringo. And Johnny with a cap. My favorite Beatle, John Lennon. I love John. And, but it's got pictures and stories and articles and fan letters, or they call them pen pals, Beatle pen pals. An article on young George Harrison, starting off in Liverpool as the youngest of the Beatles. This is August 1965, the third year it writes. And they're the OG cats. These were reissued in the 70s, but these are the originals from the 1960s. There you go. And look at that price. 1 shilling and 6 pence every month, UK. So beautiful covers on them, the bright color and the fun, jovial font. It's Beatles. Hello, Paul. And, there's George in Bermuda on the set of Help. McQuigley, Paul McCartney. See, the colors change each month, right? George on the set of Help out at Salisbury Plain. I Need You by George Harrison. And then we're down to number 16, November 1964. So this is the height of Beatlemania, November 64. All of these are what I would describe as, that's got a little, sticker or something on the back. Yeah, a little tear. It's a little tear. Most of them are in really good shape. That one's got a little tear in it. But overall, they're in really good shape. We're early today, folks, because I got to meet a guy, and so I wanted to put in a 3-hour show. Had I come on the regular time, I wouldn't be able to meet and greet the fella. Is George speaking? George Addison speaking. And then this is great. July 1964, issue number 12. And they're a big, long, there's a number published. Like I say, it went up. I think it finally stopped printing 1992, 2002, something like that. But these are the ones you want. The ones, the original.
Martin the Martian.
Martin the Martian. I remember Martin. How you doing, Martin? It's been a while.
She's from Australia.
Yeah, Martin's an old watcher of the program. Hang on. We got to get you in here, lad. Martin the Martian, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome to Rachel's Ghost 2 from the land down under. So that was great, right? Issue number 12. Well, I can do better than issue number 12. Issue number 11. Paul gets a close shave. Close shave coming in. But look at the condition on this book for something of this vintage. I mean, it's still younger than me. John and a coppa's cap. Hang on. What do you want to do? The wife wants to move the camera. Two persons zone. Well, hold on. Ankle. Okay. Well, hold on. What about this? Now I'm even bigger. Okay, number 10 with a bullet. Check that, May 1964. So this is right after Ed Sullivan, right? The word's getting back to England. And there's a movie we're going to make. It's called A Odd Day's Night. So early pictures, but aren't these are great. I did have a handful of these back in the 70s. And so I'm glad to have them back. Now, okay, hold on. Sue's got to play producer here. I'm going. Hello, I'd like to have a hot dog. Chico hot dog. Anyway, so got that. And so these are real treasures to me. I value them. Yeah, I love this section. Letters from Beatles people, and it's got their addresses. Right? There's Pat Bell in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. So we can look up Pat and say, hey, Pat, I'm a Beatles fan too. Pat died 20 years ago, because of the sheer vintage of these things. I mean, these young teenagers writing in 1964, hello, I'm in my 80s now. What are you doing talking to me about Beatles? Number nine, April 1964, hanging out. Looks like they're in their hotel room. 1 shilling and 6 pence, right? The price is right. But these were great. So they had fan letters and articles, and you could buy and order Beatle goodies like this. Here you go. 3 more beautiful glossy pics. 1 big size only, 8x10, color, black and white glossy. And your official Beatles badge. I want one. An official Beatles badge. I wonder if Sticker Mania's got anything like that. We're showing a lot of George here. A lot of George pictures. Yeah. Look at that. Look how is it? Where's my favorite Beatle? He's adorable. It's Beatle John, all mott toppy. Beatles book number 8, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to, I can never get tired of looking at the Beatles. But anyway, it's a real treasure for me to find these. And by and large, as you can see, they're in really good shape. Really good shape. And will I be reading them a lot? And I go, no, man, not a lot. But they're kind of fun just to have. It's kind of the thing of having the Beatles in Paris. And it's written by a guy named Billy Shepherd. Billy Shepherd seemed to be the main writer behind the magazine. But it's chock full of old Beatle pics. Everybody's smoking back then, of course. It was the thing. 1960s, everybody seemed to smoke. Beatles book number 6. Beatles book number 6, right? And again, all at the convenient price of 1 shilling 6 pence to get your fabs. Ringo approves. And he's got his little Ringo suit, the Beatles suit with a necklace, the one, the early one. Beatles number 5. This is the very first Beatles Christmas edition they ever did. Number 5, the Beatles Book Monthly, number 5. So, you can see it's a little dog-eared at the bottom corner, but otherwise in pretty nifty shape. Little color discoloration there. But by and large, and when you get in here, they're great. You want a Beatles sweater? You can get a Beatles sweater, Fabs. And so I just love this stuff. Look at that. There we go. There's George. Yeah. So, yeah, great pictures. Here's a rarity. This is a good one. Here's Paul McCartney doing his best Popeye. Paul McCartney doing Popeye. So the Beatle book, these were only available through the fan club, apparently, back in the day. And then, so that was Beatles number 5. And then the last one I get, the lowest I go with this series is number 3. But check the date, October 1963. 1963. So, and it's in super shape. Look at the condition of that book. Okay, so here you go. Billy Shepard was a journalist. His real name was Peter Jones. Peter Jones. Mazzy, do you have any of these left in your own collection? I know you got so much stuff, and you're a fab. You're a fab. But for me to have these back in the collection, it's kind of a big deal. I love them. And I love doing the show because I always announce to Sue that I've done something.
Yeah. Sure.
So today's announcement is there's a guy offering a Beatles for $40. I put in a bid. It's a Beatles single of All You Need Is Love and Baby You're a Rich Man with the Fabs in their 64. It's an OG US West Coast pressing single, and it's got the picture sleeve. So a little later in the show, I can show you some of my picture sleeves 45s. I brought them out because it's kind of one of the last frontiers now for Beatles. One of them was to get those Beatle books. So to get the Beatles books back is great. Is this an actual Sunday stream? It is. It's my deal. Mazzy goes, I got a bunch, half OGs and half 80s. Yeah, they did reissue them in the 80s, and they did reissue them in the 70s as well. But yeah, to get 12 of these things right back to 1960, going back as far as 63, they're real treasures to me. So they're the kind of collectibles that I really did want to do. And we often talk about being record collectors or vinyl collectors here in the community. And for me, I'm, the one thing I don't say I'm a record collector, but one thing I really do collect are Beatles. I'm a Beatles collector. They're the Fabs. They're the best. So anyway, I'll keep you informed to see if I get that Baby You're a Rich Man and All You Need Is Love single from 1967. That'd be kind of nice. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Ivan. They did reprint those magazines in the early 80s. Yeah, that's right, William. But you want to get the OGs, right? You want to have the original Gangster, the first run. Okay, the Christmas present I got my big sister was 6 David Cassidy magazines, same as those Beatle mags. I even managed to get her number 1. She was transported back to her. Yeah, they're kind of fun to do, right? If you can find them. I got a huge collection of Beatles Japanese picture sleeves, nearly all of them. I'm gone because of Tokyo Brian. Tokyo Brian was kind enough to give me one. Hang on, I'll see if I can get it. I got to go through my, I got so much stuff. Yeah, I've got a few Japanese sleeves, but this is one I have. Isn't that neat? And on the Apple label, and it's all ready to go. I put the little disc. Now, people have the perma discs, but I like these little ones. These are nostalgic, and they got to be yellow because these are exactly what I had in the 1970s. And you'd go in a random drawer in the house, and there'd be a whole bunch of those 45 inserts. In English, this is Obladi Bloody Da, Obli Bloody Da. And what's it backed with? Let's wait and see. It's backed with While Me Guitar Gently Weeps. So While My Guitar Gently Weeps actually managed to get itself on a B-side. We got young people watching, a lot of young people, because they go, what are old people like? Most of the old people I know are dead. So here's what I do. Also, I bought these black sleeves. I like buying these. It protects the original sleeve that they came in. So no wear and tear, right? You don't want wear and tear. So you do that. Yeah, you're cool, Brian. I want to thank Tokyo Record Style for gifting me this. It's a real treasure, Brian, real treasure. But I put it in this. You can buy these new, and I buy a little plastic sleeve, right? You protect your investment, boys and girls. Protect your investment. But a lot of people know this. Whenever you see a record, there is such a thing as a double A side, and they look identical. One will be like this, and one will be like this on Apple label. But the dark green, that's your A side, and then that'll be your B side. The famous Granny Smith Beatle Apple, 1968, apple coal. So anyway, yeah, kind of a Beatley day. But coming up in a little while, I'll sell you my Venezuelan Beatles single. How many you got? I have no interest in them, to be honest, and I'll tell you why. Tell me why. There's a Beatle joke there. I'll tell you why. Is because I don't have a nostalgic kick for them. Most of my collecting is done through nostalgia or through the good graces of friends here in the vinyl community that go, "Hey, Rachel, I know you're a Beatle nut. You'd appreciate this." And I do have one. I believe it is a Venezuelan Beatle album single. It's an album. I got it. It's an album. I think it's Argentinian, as it turns out. We're 2/3 your age for crying out. You young people, just children watching, for the love of God. Okay, Barry goes, my breathing is not so good, so I have to rest a lot these days, but hopefully it'll get sorted. Barry, we wish you health and strength and every good thing. You're too young and good looking to be suffering any kind of health issues. Yeah, holy smokes. I try and avoid the politics as best I can on this show because, my people, which is you, have voiced many times in the past, we don't want all the politics, Rachel, we hit it. So okay. I created a special political channel where we can take all that and, we can talk it out there. I'm happy to do it. But okay, what are your thoughts on the US Rubber Soul? So the story on Rubber Soul is the track listing is different between the UK and the American. And Massey has talked at length about this on live streams. And Massey, surely you must have, don't call me Shirley, surely you must have discussed it on your own program about the US and the UK pressing. On the US Rubber Soul, excluding strong tracks such as Drive My Car, Nowhere Man, If I Needed Someone. So my thoughts are in Canada, the way the Beatles released their records is a very confusing affair. And it came in large part because Dave Dexter, the president over at Capitol Records USA, did not like the Beatles. He was a jazz guy, and he didn't want any of it.
Can you wrench up Spin the Black Circle?
Spin the Black Circle. We're going to get to you. Hang on. Spin the Black Circle. So Dave Dexter did not like the Beatles. And so he didn't get them. He's an American guy. He was born in 1914. So the Beatles, the oldest of them, was born in 1940. So it's safe to say Dave Dexter was out of touch, set in his ways, and was not interested in any of this Beatles nonsense. So he turned down the Beatles. He said, no, Capitol USA is not interested in the Beatles. And that's why introducing the Beatles, their first US album, got released on VJ Records. And then a million bootlegs quickly ensued. Okay, these tags are a hard game. I thought I'd get some okay soul and funk tag 26 questions. No respondents at all yet. Tough for small channels with good intentions, but little reach. Sue's going to drop a link for your tag. We'll get your. We're going to promote your tag there. Spin the Black Circle. Okay, you started the soul tag and the funk tag. Those are two genres that I have precious little in my collection. Okay, Rachel, could you try? Here's an idea. Just spitball in here. Rachel, could you try and avoid Beatles talk on the show and instead bring the politics? What the hell? Angelo, don't be so hurtful. Boy, big stars pushing their weight around. Hi, Rachel. Rubber Soul American album is a comp. Rubber Soul opener is Drive My Car. Opener is Drive My Car. Not I've Just Seen a Face. I've just seen a face. I can't forget the time or place. Well, we just met. She's just a girl for me. Anyway, yeah, Rubber Soul USA. This is Martin McGrath there. Happy New Year, Martin. So, yeah, USA. So in Canada, we got all the same because Dexter passed. The numbering and the ordering and the song sequencing are all out of whack. And I believe the I think the UK album's got one album back better. My dear wife, who is the producer of this here program, wants to produce or pin your comment. So I'm going to do my best to help you out. Boom. Everybody at the top, spin the black circle. You've got a wrench now. I'm not, I'm, yeah, I'm okay. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gone. Hang bloody hell on. Okay, porch pineapple in the house. Is it from you? This one here?
For me, yeah.
Okay, not porch pineapple. New guy, spin the black circle. Good channel name. I like it. At least it's not vinyl. Hide user, remote, promote, pin. Pin. What the hell? Hang on. I can't pin that. I can't pin
That's
yours.
because you've got the other one pinned already.
Oh, well,
Gotta
okay.
Get rid of the first pin.
Oh, bloody hell. Unpin message. All right. Hang on. We're doing our best to help you here. We're doing our best to help you. Okay. Okay, now I can do it. Thanks for the producer. I need her for all this stuff. I'm lost without her. Okay, Massey goes, the US configuration of Rubber Soul sold significantly more copies than the UK issue. In the US, presumably, I think you'd have to look in the UK. I mean, what was available? Remember, back in those days, there wasn't a lot of cross transference. Like it was the Beatles Illustrated Record Book, a book I've talked by Eric Carr. I've talked about that book a lot on here. And it was the first time I saw in my life, and we're going 1975, the first time I ever saw the Beatles UK albums. It was a revelation. I open up, there's Beatles for Sale. We never had that over here. And I go, wow, what the hell's this? And so it was so exciting to see those albums. We finally got together with the UK, not even in the, let's see, we were the same? Yeah, we were even the same song listing with the exception of Magical Mystery Tour, which came out in 1967 with the extended play format, an EP. It came out like this. Happen to have them right here. And it came out in both mono. There's an OG in mono. Boom. And stereo. Came out in both. The stereo here is actually a reissue. This is a reissue, a 1980 reissue. But this is your OG right there. That's your original pressing in mono, the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour. So that's how England got Magical Mystery Tour. We got it as a full-size record, which I could probably reach and pull down. But you know the cover. It's so famous. So, but going back to Rubber Soul, so the song listings were still different there. Revolver was different, same cover in England as we got in North America, Canada, and the US. Australia was different yet again. Australia had an interesting thing. It was kind of a protectionism principle they didn't want English artwork and photography coming into the country. They wanted Australian photographers to have the work to do covers. And for that reason, the Beatle covers were changed for Australia. So you get unique Aussie covers of them with photography re-edited, or even if it was a cut and paste job, but it had to have Australian hands on. So a little different there. Okay. Wow. Let's check this out. Rach, can we get your take on birth certificate thief Angie McCartney and her daughter Ruth? Okay, so tell me a story. I want your take. I know nothing about this story. Paul have a woman, a child out of wedlock, something like that, in the family way. By the way, our friend Jim is back, and if he keeps his nose clean and flies straight, he should be able to keep that channel. So we want you to keep it. And but his first episode is pretty good. He has one minor slip up, very, very minor, just referencing some unpleasant business that had nothing to do with me. But don't mention any unpleasantness, okay? They don't like it. I know. Trust me, I know. I'm the veteran of all this. And just keep it light, keep it fun, and keep it informative like you do. You showed some great stuff in the family way. Who wouldn't want a copy of that? Massey, I bet you got a copy of In the Family Way. Rachel, what is your favorite Beatle album? I say I don't have one, but I kind of betray myself by what I tend to play the most. It's Abbey Road. And it's been said that Abbey Road set the template for the future of everything. Okay, here it is. Angie is Paul's stepmom. So his father, Paul's father remarried, and I guess he had a daughter with her. And so Paul has a half sister. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Whoa. Let me take a step back. So Paul's mom had a baby with this woman, then she's not a stepdaughter. The woman is Paul's stepmother, but because of she having a union with I do genealogy. This is how come I know this stuff. So the stepmother produced a half sister to Paul. Paul's DNA is in his sister. If they were to do a DNA test, she would match him for roughly 1,700 centimorgans. There you go, kids. Okay, Paul cut off his stepmom financially after Jim died. Angie then sold Paul's birth certificate to pay the bills. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. That's just family business. If she's in possession of it and it's a collectible and you have access to it, what the hell? She's his half sister. Now, if the child didn't come out of the loins, so to speak, the birthing channel of Paul's mom or Paul's stepmom, but if his dad had anything to do with that, if there's a McQuigley sperm involved, that's Paul's half sister. That's just family business. Shit happens in families. I think we all know that. So I don't falter. And if Paul cuts her off financially, well, there you go. Paul McCartney's a billionaire, for the love of God. He's a billionaire. He's practically a lord. He's Sir Paul, but he's practically lord level at this point. So anyway, there you go. Angie support. Wow. Yeah. What do I care? It's not my family. And what do I care if I'm a billionaire and it's just shit I got hanging around the house? The birth certificate, get another copy. That's the whole deal. They have different, so both parents are different. So there's no, what's Paul's dad's name? Arthur? What's Paul's dad's name? I love the Beatles, but it stops with the Beatles for me. I mean, like I know about, Cynthia, and I know about, Freddie Lennon, and Julia and Aunt Mimi. So I know more John's family stuff. I really don't know what Ringo's mom and dad's names were. I don't know George's mom and dad. If I hear George's sister, then Lucille or whatever it was, the one that was in America. If I hear her name, oh yeah, that was it. But Paul, I don't know. Paul's dad's name was James McCartney. James Paul McCartney. There you go. Yeah. So Jim, and then I know he was a musician guy. Matthew goes, the show's falling off the rail. Well, I'm just covering some of the Beatles stuff I got, and we got some Beatle questions, so I'm interested in it. You left out Martha, the sheepdog. Yeah, I'm up on that because there's a song, Martha, my dear, right? So I keep it in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, a little later in the show, we're going to be joined by David Atkinson. Is David here? Oh, let's get him up. David's got to go to a football game. His team's playing. We're going to learn about David. We're going to learn about football. So we're going to get him up here right now. And we're going to go over what happened with the Vinyl Tag 2026. Always a tempest in a teacup in the vinyl community. People getting their noses bent out of shape. You're wise, Rachel. Stops with the Beatles with me. Thank you. Okay, I got to mute producer. All right, my producer's coming up. I mean, not my producer. I'm getting David Atkinson. So, David, your role is a simple one. Your challenge for today is a simple one. Just clip studio stream, boom, 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 all the gobbledygook. Click on that, and I'll bring you in. And I'm interested to hear your take. I'm glad you did the tag. I have no issue with people doing tags early because I think it's it's a non-event. Just get behind whoever does it, whoever launches it, and do it, and get behind it. If somebody's going, if you build it, they will come. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a tag going on. And newcomer black vinyl, dark and black vinyl spinning, whoever you are, You're welcome to come up here too. You hit that link as well. I'll bring you up. We'll cover David's story first. That's our lead story today. But then, I'll happily talk to you about funk and soul and all that. So that's an invitation to come on this channel and talk to me about your tag. Okay. What's going on with the vinyl tag? Has there been tears? Yes. Tears of outrage. So the outrage centers on the fact that people like to see it in the new year, not earlier. Okay, here he is. Without further ado, we welcome to the stage the much loved David Atkinson. David, what a setup you got! What a great camera! I'm all about cameras right now. I'm upgrading. I'm going to this thing, and I'm going to mount it perma, and it's going to come in, and it's going to take a lovely picture for me with any luck. Look at those speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that beautifully designed room. He's got sound treatment. He's got a lovely turntable. Holy crap, David. David, are you an audiophile? This is one of the questions we want to ask here. Answered. Here's his camera, lads, boys and girls. So
There's
what do you?
Camera. That's what I use.
What is it, David? Tell me about that.
It's just a DJI version of a GoPro. It's just an action camera. I mean, I can take it anywhere. And this pole goes to about 6 feet long or something like that.
So I see. Yeah. So
out and about or with company.
Yeah.
It's great.
Boy. Well, I'm very happy to have you.
Audiophile.
Yeah. Are you an audiophile?
Yeah. Well, let's just say, well, thanks very much for inviting me on.
Yeah, it's my honor. I think you're great. We need more like you, lad.
Well, okay. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. An audiophile is someone. Someone was posting what is an audiophile some months ago, and I remembered it. And it's someone who drops everything and listens to the music with full concentration.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how expensive your system is. That's what represents being an audiophile.
So by that criteria, you would rate.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the more you notice the differences between good equipment and great equipment.
Yeah.
So the way that I live now, let me just get some stuff here. The way I live now is that I don't watch television. So I watch YouTube and I listen to music.
I don't watch television either. I canceled back in 2016, around 2017, 2016. I just killed it. And, but I do have Prime because of my Amazon. I like to buy stuff through Amazon. It's convenient. So I've got a whole bunch of shit on order right now. But anyway, we love you. So, David, we've got a question coming up from Barry. David, are you a fellow Geordie? The accent sounds a little reminiscent of Scotland, but I'm not sure if I'm right about that. So where are you at? Where are you at?
I'm definitely from Newcastle upon Tyne.
Okay, Newcastle. Sorry.
I was brought up in the West End of Newcastle.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know the geography of that area,
we know.
About 50 miles from the Scottish border. But I left when I was 29, moved to the Midlands, ended up in a job where I was doing quite a bit of traveling, talking to a lot of people whose English was their second language. So my accent has softened a little bit, has become a little bit vague, but I'm a Geordie.
I just love this whole thing. Okay, I'm going to take the liberty of doing it because I just can't resist. But we've got to make contact. I got to have you fall in love with the Rachel's Ghost Show. So one way to do it for a Geordie is to go to my wife. This is Sue, right? Susan Heather. This is her maiden name. But look at this. This is where she is. 21% of her DNA. The largest percentage of her DNA is bleeding Northeast England.
Well, there you go.
Rugged beauty industry. It's Tristan County Durham to the south of the Scottish border in the north. Distinctive accents, community spirit. There we go. The hills of County Durham, the wild landscapes of Northumberland, and the dramatic coastline along the North Sea.
This is all true. All true.
And Newcastle, everything from the bustling city life of Newcastle to peaceful North Pennines. So isn't that lovely?
Those are the Pennines, by the way.
Pennines. Yeah. So there's little Susie. Okay. Hang on. I've just received a broadcasting note. All right. Hang on. There. We're going to make us a little smaller, although I like David big, but that's all right.
Good view.
Okay, can I make David big and
No,
me
you
smaller?
Unzoom yourself a tiny bit.
Well, I'd like, how's this? That's good. Let's do this. David Lee, you look
Yeah.
great. Anyway, so I'm thrilled to have you here. Let's get down. Well, a few questions more, and then we'll get to the main story because you got a football game to get to.
I have.
Okay, how much time do we have you for before football?
Well, I'm kind of recording it, so I'm not exactly on the clock.
Okay,
But,
but still, but nonetheless, what's
minimum
your
half
gear?
an
Tell me
hour.
your gear.
Minimum half an hour. So
Final
what have I got?
voyage, you need a wrench. What do you? Oh, you need a spanner. All right, tell us about your gear, your system.
All right. Okay. Can you see this? Yeah. Here we go. So that's a Clear Audio Champion 2 turntable. Everything here, apart from a Lokius little kind of tone control thing, everything's secondhand. Everything's like eBay. So about 20 years ago, I went on an eBay frenzy and bought a few turntables, traded a few out, and I've settled on this one because it's fit and forget. It's heavy duty. Nothing changes because I used to have a Lin deck LP12.
Yeah,
that's a bouncy deck, and you have owner's anxiety with that because you think that it's never actually perfectly aligned and everything. So this one is fantastic. The amplifier is an EAR V20, which was designed by Tim de Pavaricini, who
gee, that
designed
looks cool. I like the engineering, the
tubes.
look, the aesthetic of it is lovely.
Yeah, it's all tubes. I mean, the guy who designed it was he put all the boards in Abbey Road and was involved in kind of the technical stuff that's recorded, like Dark Side of the Moon and all that sort of business. I met him once before he died. He serviced this for me. I went across to Cambridge area. I've got a Consonant CD player, and these are Zoo Druids. Zoo Audio.
I like
which
the
is
name.
from
You gotta like
Utah.
anything with a druid, you gotta like a druid.
Yeah, it's Utah. So these were eBay as well. But I had some new drivers I got shipped from Utah
Wow.
about 10 or 15 years ago. And it's
They made a
fantastic.
trip.
I don't need to upgrade. I'm very happy.
Well, it looks fantastic. Now, because this is kind of an introduction before we get into the big story here, but I want to know about your taste in music now. Like, if I go to your house and we're going to now, are you a drinker at all? Do you like a glass of wine or a beer? Or...
Now and again.
Okay, good. So we're going to come over. Yeah.
I used to binge drink when I was young.
Okay.
And
Well, we'll keep that down. We'll keep it
I
down
grew,
to
I
a dull
grew out of
roar.
that. So I don't
All
touch
right.
much these days.
All right. We'll have a nice cup of tea in the English way. So, so we come over. What are you going to play? Like, where do you go to? What's your wheelhouse for music? With apologies to Elliot Cruz, wheelhouse.
It's very broad. I mean, I started out following The Move, Roy Wood, and then I transitioned into Genesis after selling England by the Pound. My first ever gig was Genesis doing The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway with Peter Gabriel front. And hard rock, all that 70s rock, and then I was blown away by punk. And then post-punk, all the, the Cure, Depeche Mode, Echo and the Bunnymen, huge fan of those. And then I went through the 80s, just adding more and more stuff to the collection. And then in the 90s, grunge kind of passed me by. I wasn't so much into that. I kind of had my hard rock years earlier. And then I dove deep into jazz. I was just sharing a comment with somebody just yesterday. In the 90s, I could buy Impulse, Verve, Blue Note, pristine, brand new repressings for £5 a piece at my local record store, new records. So I hoovered up a couple of hundred jazz albums then I was into Americana. And right now it's soundtracks. But I will say throughout the whole period, classical music has been huge for me as well. So
Wow.
if you come across here, I'm going to play you Tin Pan Alley by Stevie Ray Vaughan at high volume. I'm going to play you Sanson's Organ Symphony at high volume. and then I'll let you have a request or two. In fact, in this chair here, which is my hot seat, I've had Rob Walker actually sit here and listen to some of his favorite music.
Oh, wow. Now that's great. I love Rob. I'm a big Rob Walker fan. I
Yeah.
like the guy as a human being. And well, I understand his cat Curtis is ailing or not doing well. So, thoughts for Rob, because people love their little fur. We call them the fur babies and stuff. Okay, well, the big story again, but I think we're just one other question maybe, and then we'll get into the big story. So when did you join YouTube? Why did you join YouTube? And do you live stream it all yourself? You're good, affable. You got the Geordie power behind you to drive the content and entertain the folks.
Well, I don't live stream because unless you're really, really good at it, there's too much dead air and there's too much other to watch. So I join other people's live streams occasionally, but I like to have a bit of structure. So what are we going to talk about? Because I don't like to be sitting there for 3 hours and it's not going anywhere. So somebody has to be really good in the chair, or there needs to be an agenda, as it were, so we can kind of think a little bit more than superficial about what we might say.
Yeah.
YouTube. For the last 15 years of my working life, because I'm retired now, I was a management consultant and trainer in negotiation.
Okay.
And I started making videos for YouTube, like educational videos. And one of my brothers was a dab-handed video making, and he's getting teleprompters and all that sort of shit. And then one day, about 4.5 years ago, I think it was, I saw a rundown of Genesis albums by some Genesis fan. So it's nice to see. I've never seen one before, so I thought I'd watch it. And I just sat there and I thought, this guy knows nothing. And I thought, well, maybe I should have a go. I mean, know nothing's probably a bit harsh, but I just thought, oh, so many inaccuracies here. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I did a video. It blew up, absolutely blew up. It's got about 120,000 views or something now. And then I did rundowns of Van Morrison and Bruce Springsteen. Huge fan of Springsteen, or both in fact. And I did a little bit of prog kind of introduction for people who weren't familiar with the genre. But I kind of always said that whenever I'm going to do these rundowns, there's only going to be a handful, because none of us have ever had the bandwidth to do deep dives on hundreds of different artists, because we have our favorites, we have a few, and the rest of it is a whole gradation, if you like, of our knowledge and of the artist and the music. So yeah, about 4.5 years ago, I suppose, was the first one. I think it's either 4.5 or 3.5. I can't remember.
Well, we're happy to have you on board. Now, this is the first time you've undertaken, maybe that's a poor choice of words given the topic, to do the vinyl tag. And last year it was met with some controversy. I think that's how they do it over in Old Blighty. Controversy. There's controversy, I tell you. And it was problematic because Edwin over here in Nanaimo, his hometown, I just kind of hear, Edwin's born actually in Northern Ireland and near Belfast, or in Belfast. Anyway, he's a great lad, and I count him a friend. And he did it, and there was a lot of kickback. Rob Walker at the center of it, he got into his cups a bit and went after Edwin. But Edwin, being Irish, kind of said, at the back of my mind, he kind of said, I kind of knew this would send a ripple, and a little mischievous, perhaps. He wanted to see what the fallout might be, and he got it. It was a real kickback. So prior to that, the vinyl tag had already. This is a backstory, boys and girls. Prior to that, the vinyl tag had always been in January, the start the new year. And it was, what is it? Tales from the Crate was the fella that kind of did it. Then it went out of his hands, and then it started punt around a bit like a football. And, all the world is football shaped. It means something to England because, the round football. In America, everybody's gone to football shape. What the hell? It's like, but anyway, so trouble ensued. There was a kickback. I did a great little video. It got 8,000 views on it just because I put Edwin and Mazzy in the water, submarine torpedoed by a gigantic V-cut. And I saw
I saw
your
that.
wonderful, yeah, I mean, that was one of my greatest thumbnails ever. However, I must say, David, that I took one of your videos and I just took you out and then I kind of skewed you up and stretched you and angled you in. And I threw myself, and that's today's, right? The drama-filled episode. So what on earth possessed you to launch the vinyl tag in December, knowing what had befallen us last year? Because you've been around 4 years.
Oh, yeah, well, bear with me and I'll kind of give you the backstory on it.
Okay.
So this last year, I met Rob Walker and John the 6-inch pianist for the first time when Rob and Gav Axman Spins came with me in my car to Den Bosch in April. And we met John over there. So we spent evenings together, days together, and so on and so forth. So it was really good. So I put my glasses on so I can see if anybody puts a comment. So anyway,
Mazzy goes, apparently I invented the word official, because Mazzy put official. That threw everybody into a tizzy as well.
Oh, I should get on to Mazzy at some point, shouldn't I? So let's save that for a minute or two.
All right.
So anyway, so I was fully aware of what had kicked off in beginning of December in 2024. And somebody, I think it might have been John, had sent me a message on WhatsApp or something and said, or might have been Gav actually, he says, you got to say this thing from Rob. And Rob had this rant, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was hugely entertaining. It was really good fun. Anyway, I didn't know Rob, but I was kind of sympathetic because I like a bit of controversy. I like a bit of entertainment. It was right up there. So anyway, we went off to Den Bosch, and I was kind of open to see what sort of character sort of Rob was. And he's absolutely fine. He's a mischief maker. He is like contrarian. He just loves a bit of drama. But in his heart, I think he's an absolute solid bloke, really solid bloke. So he's great to spend time with. So we're out there in Den Bosch in the bar talking, because I've never met him. And so we're talking about all this events at the end of 2024.
Yeah.
And I said, I was sitting there probably 3 or 4 beers in. I said, maybe I should have a go in next year. And because it wasn't apparent that Edwin had picked up the baton, was going to do it for several years in a row. So anyway, beer talk. It was just beer talk, and then I got to November last year, and I'm sitting there thinking, because I make videos on average about 1 every 2 weeks, so I'm not prolific. Yeah. I've only done just shy of 200 videos in my 4 years or whatever it might be. And I was sitting there thinking, the tag. I wonder if I could sit there and write some questions. So I sat there and wrote some questions down, spent about an hour on it, and I thought, type them up. And I thought that they're not a bad set of questions, really, because I was trying to work out a number of questions where it was as if I was meeting somebody for the first time and we had time together, and I wanted to know more about them than just what their latest purchases were, the latest vinyl finds. I thought, well, can I construct a set of questions where it'll be pleasurable to sit back and watch people talk for half an hour or whatever it might be. Some have gone longer, of course, but that's another story, because it is. Anyway, so what I did, I put an announcement video out and said, hey, I'm going to do a vinyl tag, and I'm going to release the questions just before Christmas, because I'd heard that, got advice from 1 or 2 people saying some people like to make videos over Christmas because, a couple of days family time, they've got some time on their hands, or on holiday. So I said, I'm going to do it. The questions are going to come out in a month. So I sat back and I said in that video, I said, if anybody else is doing one, go right ahead. Be my guest. Nobody stepped forward. Nobody. So anyway, I'd already made the video in November, and I made it go live. I scheduled it to go live just before Christmas, and then there it was. So it was immediately jumped on by a handful of people. And then we had a little bit of pushback from really incredibly small number of people to say, too early, It's too early again. and it's against the tradition and all that sort of business. And
Yeah.
it's and so that's where we are. That's where we are. But you know, every day I'm going on YouTube and putting Vinyl Tag 2026 in my search engine. Every video I find, I am adding it to a playlist on my channel, so I don't want to miss any. And I'm also, I think I've watched every one so far. I might be 2 or 3 behind as of this morning, but I'm watching every one because it's just fascinating. And I found, you know, new channels along the way, and I've been
Fun to
buying
do.
stuff
Yeah.
on the back of people's recommendations. So anyway, that's where we are.
Okay, okay. So for yourself, Edwin, come on up. Well, let's get Edwin up here too, because it's kind of fun if we're able to get Edwin. I'd love to get Edwin up today, because he you know, he had the
It's a
same
trap.
kind of thing.
It's a trap.
No, it's not a trap. Bloody hell. This is wonderful. You're a great communicator. So I can see why you were involved in your trade, as it were, you know, doing training and communicating with people. You're a natural. And I think you'd be very good at this live stream format, but you know, that's just me. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Edwin, just let me know if you're able to come up. If you can, I'd love to have you. So I think it's a tempest in a teapot. I don't think it's a big thing, but I was very interested, and I think people are interested in the rationale, what was going in behind it. So now the long story, a little longer, is it seems that you fell in with bad companions. You got Rob Walker and 6-inch pianist revving you up, going, having a few pints, going, you know, here's what we should do. This will do it. But you know, you're absolutely right, David. It is a very small percentage. And of course, we had Simon on last week. And I like Simon. Simon and I'm going to call him a friend. We've known each other for a number of years now. And, you know, he's a likely lad. I like him. But, you know, for some reason he was talking about, he's affable. But we're talking about, like, you know, he was talking about the tradition and all this sort of thing. I just don't think that's generally felt by the length and breadth of the population in the vinyl community. One of the questions asked earlier in this thing, and you've alluded to it, is what has the response been to the official Vinyl Tag 2026?
The unofficial one. If I do it next year, I've got an even better title, but I'll save that if I do it next year.
Yeah, time will tell. Yes.
No, the feedback has been absolutely amazing. You know, I'll tell you, if Edwin comes up, he might feel this as well. He might express some similar sentiments. I'm sitting there in November, and I'm thinking, I really like to do the tag, because I really like when we give a little bit more of ourselves, because it makes the conversation more interesting. And I was interviewed in 2025 by Fitz Electric Bar. You know, Brian, absolutely fantastic guy.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I traveled to North America last year for MJK Boston's Bash. Met a whole bunch of people.
Oh, it was MJK. Yeah, that's a nice group of folks. Chicago area, right?
So Toronto, I was 5 days in Toronto, 5 days in Buffalo. Just absolutely fantastic, really good. And I was just sitting there thinking, I would like to do a tag at the end of the year or the very beginning of 2026, but I don't want to have to sit there and look and find there's a dozen different tags. And so I thought, wouldn't it be great if somebody, one person each year, puts their hand up and says, I'm going to do it. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And then if nobody pushes back, just do it, and everybody gets around that particular tag. And I could see it happening, that the uncertainty about who was going to do it. And I thought, I'll give it a go and see what happens. And I hope whoever does it next year, you know, the end of this year, whoever does it does the same thing, puts their hand up early and said, I'm going to do it, and then release them. And I think everybody will get behind it. And that's been the case this time.
Well, you know, I think it was, I mean, the only question I kind of had me scratching my head was the one that says, show 3 records of something you hate. Oh, hang on. I'll go to my collection that's filled with records I don't like and pull them up for you. You know, because I mean, I don't have records in my collection. If they come in, they go out really quick. I don't have them on show to display to you.
Have you not had Grateful Dead albums in your collection for 20 years and you keep thinking, why? So, you know, there's a lot of artists that I've had in my collection because I hoover up lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
I've not and I've not got on with them straight away. But then eventually it clicks. And then, right, I get it now. And so now I'm tuned in to that band or that artist, and then I'm buying everything else up. So I have.
That was the rationale behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've got stuff in my collection that I sometimes think, well, maybe I should get rid of it, but I know that I'll probably regret it.
Okay, this is really interesting. Now, I am not privy to this video in question. Apparently, Simon has done a follow-up video. Richard says Simon's video was definitely heartfelt and it was emotional big time. Well, me love you long time. Okay, and then let's see what else we got here. Here's an invitation. This is our good friend, Anthony. We love him. David, please drop by the classical show on Wednesday and bring your favorite classical discs. We discuss high-end audio as well. Great panel, guests and peanuts, lots of fun, 90 minutes and no drama whatsoever. Kind of the antithesis of what the hell this is that you find yourself on.
But that's 5 p.m. Pacific time, right? I'll be in bed.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, 5. What time is that? 8 hours ahead. Yeah. It's 8 hours, so it's going to be like 3 in the morning or something bloody thing. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the timing thing is different for the Brits. I do 2 shows. Like I do one here, so it's 3:00 in the afternoon UK. Yeah. At 7, I'm in an hour earlier today because I'm meeting a fellow. I'm selling a whole bunch of stuff, David, to in order to afford other stuff. So anyway, it's all happening because I'm all big on upgrading. So my mic was failing. I had a USB Yeti Nano, and so I grabbed this MVC or MV7 Plus Shure mic. And then I was looking at my little E-Meet. Mazzy's always telling me, you're green tinged. It's horrible. So now I'm going to get rid of that, sell that, and I'm going to put that in. So by next Sunday, probably a week today, I should be all set up and ready to go. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, go ahead. You can do whatever the hell you want.
The Simon thing.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. All right. So Simon pushed back, and we had a bit of an exchange under his initial video.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I think the truth is that he comes from a good place, but we've got a different perspective on what the tag is. So Simon, and he's got, like every single one of us, we talk about the vinyl community, but it's really a loose affiliation right across the globe. And sometimes we make friendships. Some of us see people face to face, but we all have our little bubbles. So Simon's got his preferred little group, which I respect, but they seemingly have a collective perspective. Hi, Mazzy. And they have a collective perspective where the tag should come out on the 1st of January. And it's a bit of a competition to see which one can gain prominence. And it's like, goes back to the point I was making just a few minutes ago. As a content creator, I'm not that keen on having to choose between multiple versions of a general tag. The genre specific ones is a different story, but the general one, I'd want someone to do it and lay claim to the space for a period of time, and then everybody get behind it. And then, so let me just say one more thing before I stop this long monologue. I had some messaging between me and Rob Walker, and I asked Rob, I said, what happened when you first took over the tag? Because everybody, when Rob was doing the tag, everyone kind of backed off a little bit and just let him get on with it. But the first year he did it, there was a competition and he won out. So I think the traditionalists like Simon like the idea of a competition for attention and maybe subscribers. And I come from the camp that says, I just want to know more deeply about more people who are interested in the same thing as I am. Oh, hi, Brian. Edwin too.
David, you're so popular. You're bringing them in by the torrent. But I wanted to have Edwin in particular. Of course, Mazzy, I love Mazzy, but he's family. But Edwin, it's so nice to have Edwin up. Go ahead, Edwin. Oh, I can't hear you, lad. You got to get some sound going. I ain't going. He's the guy that started the trouble a few years ago. Okay. Talk about dead air. We're trying to get them go. Brian,
Isn't,
you are looking dangerous.
isn't rock and roll the music that you're supposed to break the rules to move forward? I don't think tradition in rock and roll, if there is tradition in Mersey or Mersey, the Mersey area, the Beatles broke tradition and they became the biggest because they didn't do the same thing over and over again. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, I love the idea of that because rock and roll's got always a little bit of the rebel in it.
Yeah.
And certainly, I mean, the way David talked about the genesis, pardon the pun, of this thing at the pub at Den Bosch, it's kind of fun. I can see these guys. And I mean, John, let's face facts, 6-inch pianist, he's a bit of a mixer. And so I could see him. And Walker, we already know his resume is out there for everybody to see. So I had no problem with it. I wasn't familiar with David, and one of the nice things that is true, it's a byproduct of doing it, and I think it is why it may be coveted in some circles. It is one way of elevating your profile so that people find out who you are. It puts people on the map.
David, don't you have like 60 or 70 people have done it now?
It's probably over. It's between 70 and 80 now, I think.
Yeah.
70 and 80.
I think doing it the last 2 weeks, a lot of people are out of school, out of work. They're like, more views happen in December than January. People are kind of getting back in the thing. So that's how I look at it. But if you don't want to do it in December, you wait till January. Easy.
Okay, and also, so spins the black circle. You should come up here. Let's promote your tag properly. You come on up here on this show, Rachel's Ghost. This show here, and I think because David's on today, this thing's going to do pretty good. We're going to get maybe 1,500 views or something out of this thing. Okay, here's Brian. I don't want to lose Brian. I love Brian.
Is this a revenue sharing episode?
No, it's no. I don't pay. I'm not. You can't monetize me, David. David, have you ever seen this thing? Have you seen the show? It's absolutely nuts, and and I cuss like an old drunken sailor. So it's like there's nobody in the world going to give money for this other than my poor struggling Patreon. And I do accept, $5 a month from people for that. So, it's welcome support. Tom, welcome aboard. Brian's here. Brian, have you done the tag yet? I think you did, didn't you? Oh, that you don't have vocals either, Brian. Okay, speaking of somebody I know will have vocals, here he is. It's Rob, struggling artist. Rob, you are killing it. I'm joking. You are getting 1,700 views. 1,000. I went and looked the other day. I'm not. What is going on with you? You have got rocket jets under your channel right now.
Check.
Biggest in showbiz. Go ahead.
Well,
Rob.
I don't have up idiots, Rachel, and except for Mazzy. Sorry.
Oh, Rob, that's very hurtful for Norman. Okay, Brian, look at Brian. You've got a seafarer look now. You got rid of you ditched the glasses. Now you're like an old longshoreman of some sort.
Can you hear me now? Please,
I hear you.
Okay, great. Hey, Happy New Year. I'm so happy to be on the Rachel's Ghost TV show.
Wow, look at that.
And I did not want to miss the chance to say hello to David Atkinson. I've never had a chance to say hello to him. I'm a giant fan. I'm sure I probably speak for a bunch of people in the vinyl community. Without you coming on live streams very frequently, I think probably not too many people get a chance to say nice to meet you and thanks for being such a good sport and an interesting and knowledgeable person in the vinyl community. I just wanted to come up and say thanks. And you also participated, spent some time but in the Japan vinyl tag, and I thank you for it, but thanks again. It was really cool.
Will we just call that, is Brian fangirling? Is that what that is?
Here, this is the thing. I very much am, Rob. And I want unapologetically. And I'm a fan of everybody's on stream right now. Actually,
You've never acted that way about me. I'll tell you.
Oh, come on, Rob.
Oh,
Rob. I do too. I love you, Rob.
This is why David doesn't participate in streams.
Exactly. No, but I came to I want to contribute to the conversation here, and I came to the vinyl. You guys are saying, it's a little much ado about nothing. And I think, yes, if you've been in the vinyl community for a long time, maybe it is. But I came to the VC in November. my first video was in November, and I just found everybody in November, and I suddenly was like, okay, who's everybody? Who's this
Well,
Rob guy?
wait,
Who's
wait.
Mazzy?
November
Yeah.
of when? It wasn't like
It
this
was
past November.
2023 or whatever, 2022.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
okay.
It's probably 22. And so, but I say November because it was only a month later that suddenly there was this vinyl tag thing. I'd never even heard of a tag, right? And I was like, oh, okay, let me do a vinyl tag. What's this about? Can anybody participate? And I didn't really even know the rules of anything, right? So I just hopped on, and Rob Walker, who was, it was maybe his last year that he did it, he shared my thing and he shouted me out, and I went from having like 7 subscribers to having like 100. And I was like, oh wow, this is cool. And I found everybody. They're all here. So I think if you were here for 5 years already or 3 years already, and you'd been through that, you'd say like, well, it's, yeah, sure, it's a good chance to meet somebody. But for me, it was like, oh my God, these are cool people. This is the vinyl community. Like I thought like community really had some gravitas to it, the word itself. And so to say that, like, you know, it's not much to do about anything. It's not much to do about nothing. I think like for somebody like me, it was very, very meaningful. And to sort of dismiss it as like, it's just a thing, you know, of course, no, it's not important in the grand scheme of things. But if you're plugging into music and you want to be a goodwill person, it's a very meaningful thing. It was for me, and I'm sure it is for a bunch of people. So I get why people are so attached to it. And so, you know, entrenched in it. And I dismiss this idea that like, get over yourself. It's just another thing that it doesn't matter. It's important. And I think David, and I'll wrap up here, but I think David was the perfect guy to do it. I do think there's a lot more to say about it, but the idea of putting it out before the New Year's, I think it's actually okay. Because like Mazzy has been saying, it's dead air time. It's dead time in your calendar that you actually have to do stuff. It was problematic that it came out so early last time. But David, you were the right pragmatic and strategized and calculated, and the way you announced and everything that the way you went about it, I thought was stand up. And I don't think anybody would have done a better job. That's my take on it.
All right, that was beautiful, powerful. This is a beautiful speech. We're going to put Mazzy up top and demote Brian for that. But Brian, it was a very very kind thought. Brian, you're looking amazing, and guess what? You've got bokeh. I'm learning the language of photography. You got bokeh rocking.
Let's pronounce it correctly. It's bouquet. It's bouquet.
It's a bouquet.
It's bouquet.
Okay, now listen, Mr. Smarty professional photographer. What if I call it a bouquet? Would that be
You can
trouble?
call it what you want to call it. You call it what you want to call it, but I'm going to call it bouquet. I like the word bouquet.
Oh, no, I'm going to do it your way because you're the pro.
Call it bouquet. Let's get it going. Let's get people calling it the right way.
Holy
bouquet,
shit.
yeah.
Mazzy, are you familiar with the concept of bouquet?
As in a aroma with flowers.
It's a bouquet. No, it's bouquet.
Like a bouquet of flowers.
It's depth of field. It's when things bouquet batsuhaku. It means like it breaks apart. And so
we got trouble.
Isn't that a Steely Dan album?
Happening now.
Hey, Rachel, I've heard of bukkake.
Oh no,
we've had a lot of that.
To be honest with you,
there we go,
Brian. I don't think I've heard that in terms of photography, even though I know. I don't.
All right.
So, anyway,
can I say one thing?
Rob.
Very concisely opposed to Brian.
Yes.
I don't believe in doing contests for your channel to help build up.
All right.
Subscribers. The vinyl tags are the best way to do it, I think. Better than the contest stuff it doesn't work, I think.
Yeah. And there are great questions. I just think.
Okay, good.
Now I sympathize with Simon. I did watch his heartfelt video. Obviously, with my thing, I know if people don't know me by now by sticking official or heartfelt or best of, they know I'm doing a little snark and little things. So if they don't see that, I'm sorry, it's on them. But I understand his heartfelt thing, but I'm all for breaking tradition. And I think especially in music and rock and roll, in art, if you do the same thing over and over again, you're not going to, you want to express yourself and evolve. And to me, those are the most interesting things. So if you want to stay traditional and, show your Jackie Gleason records all the time, which I'm not against Jackie Gleason records, but I think doing these things, I don't think David did anything bizarre. And I don't even think Edwin There was
Well,
a big,
let's, yeah.
I want to bring that up now because I wasn't the first, but I was an early.
You were first, Mazzy. There was nobody before you. You were first.
Was I the first one to respond?
You were
Edwin?
first.
You were the very first year.
You were very first.
And so I called it official, and a handful of people, their heads explode because I called it official. Edwin's saying no, so I don't think I was first. I was one of them.
You were first.
I love the questions, and also I love jumping on it. So it was early, big deal. But it's kind of like those best of lists.
Your good deed buried me in a grave.
Well, if I didn't call it official, I think that would have been a big thing.
Yeah, that was the start of it.
The heads exploding thing, I think people do take it too seriously. Not that you shouldn't hold on to it and enjoy it. And I agree with Brian. I love it every year. And I've been here for 7-8 years. And I still love it. So it's not just
I want to let Edwin have a chance, but I have a retort to that. I'll keep my
Yeah, hold on to your retort just for a sec, because I don't know how long we got Edwin for. Edwin, so nice to see you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I
Morning.
had to go find the laptop because the phone
Okay, so
wasn't
you had trouble,
doing it.
right? Yeah,
Sorry?
technical trouble. Yeah, technical trouble getting up.
I did.
Okay, so this involves you indirectly because this is this year's kerfuffle. You're last year's kerfuffle. But you're the kerfuffle of all kerfuffles because your kerfuffle started the whole thing. And there would be no David Atkinson kerfuffling if it wasn't for your incredible kerfuffle.
Yeah, sorry, David.
No worries. Honestly, it's not a problem.
The interesting thing is that the critics don't seem to also realize is that, I think I have almost 500 responses to the vinyl tag from last year. So, I don't care if you hit on me, but you're really delegitimizing the 500 people that responded. And none of them seem to have a problem with it. So it's but and David, I almost wanted to message you. I don't know you and it's really nice to meet you, but when you announced that you were going to drop it early, I was like, oh God, no, don't do that. But it's just funny, I guess. I don't know. And now I'm probably offending them by saying funny, but it's interesting that they get their knickers in a twist over this early bit.
Now,
I don't get it.
Now, full disclosure, listen, you radical Irishman, we knew, and you knew psychologically in your head that something was going to happen if you launched this thing. There was something, you and I had a little bit of talk, but wasn't there some element of, I suspect that there could be some outrage in some quarters?
Okay, so to go back to whatever over a year ago, so Rob Walker made his video that he wasn't going to do it anymore.
Correct.
So then, of course, there was this huge interest that everybody wanted to do it, right? Everyone was going to take over the vinyl tag, and I was like, "Well, screw it. The only way I'm going to get to do it is to."
Who wanted to do it? I know that I don't know. I'm sure maybe there was a giant interest in. I know Rob said that he wanted to do the jazz tag that year, and that got sort of taken out from you. I know that Fluffy announced that he wanted to do it. Were there other people? Were there many other people who?
For sure.
Yeah.
Other streams you're on, people.
Who were they? Who were the other people that wanted to do it?
I think Simon was planning on doing so. Ian Rankin, the obscure, all that.
They were chatting about I want to do.
Yeah.
They were talking about. Okay, I'm not aware of any of this.
There was some kind of interest developing, and as a matter of fact, because Simon was on last week, and he was saying that they're working on kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? A consortium of individuals in order to almost guarantee that they'll be able to carry the football going into 27. That remains to be seen. Whether that's
Rachel,
happen, I don't know.
Rachel, can we pretend it's a year from now and that has
All right.
happened?
I like these. I like when Rob and I do this. I am there, Rob. I am in the future.
Can I do my reaction to their tag?
Reaction 2027 vinyl tag. We're in the future. Rob is reacting.
Rachel's 2027. What a horrible. It took a year for them to figure this out. Horrible.
All right, there we go. That was a brief glimpse into an uncertain future. Holy smoke. So, Edwin, you went ahead. Hold it. David may have football to attend to.
No, I was just going to say that I'm thinking about putting the 27 tag out on April the 1st.
April Fools. Holy smoke. So,
only joking.
All right, you're going to cause even more trouble. Mazzy, were you ever tempted, because you're a big channel with a lot of clout, Were you ever tempted to spearhead it yourself?
No, I did do a folk tag one year, and like 5 people did it. So I'm not interested in doing the tag. I like participating. I enjoy it. I don't need to create it.
Holy smoke! Now, I'm not.
I'm going to chime
okay,
in here. Can I chime in here?
Okay,
So,
chime. And then we'll program.
Okay, sorry. Now, Edwin, it's also nice to meet you. I think you're a good guy, and I don't know you, but you seem like a real stand-up dude, and I feel like we have a whole lot in common, and there's no bad blood whatsoever.
He's Sue's hairdresser, personal hairdresser.
I need a hair. I would if I was in town, I would ask you to help me take care of this.
You longshoremen are all alike. Okay.
But you had this little ornery streak. You're like, forgive me if I'm not misquoting you, but you had said something, maybe in private to Rachel or Mazzy, but you had said, I think on a stream, you'd said something like, I knew it was going to cause a problem, but I didn't care because I was just going to go for it and I was going to pounce on it and I was going to do it before anybody else did it. I think you articulate something to that effect.
Very
kind of, yeah.
right?
Like I was saying there before was I knew there was going to be a lot of people wanting to do it.
That's what the rub is. That's not good sportsmanship, I think, by the vinyl community at large, if you will. And then Mazzy,
what it is, but it isn't, because I didn't realize there was a date.
It's an art form.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but
like I knew I was going to do it early to win the race, but I didn't realize I would insult
how
people.
that would be like, oh, that's not a very community kind of thing, that doesn't rally the community together.
Those
that's
are like the people that burnt their Beatle records in '66.
Yeah, but then Mazzy, you came behind and you said, okay, well, Edwin's our guy, and again, Edwin, this is all water under the bridge, and really,
I don't care.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Fine.
So, but you had said, Mazzy, we're going to get behind him and we're going to fuck anybody else who tries to.
No, that's not what happened.
But Matthew, you said something like that. You did say something like that.
I said we're going to fuck everyone over.
You said something to Rachel.
If he said that, it was a joke, Brian.
Yeah. It was. Maybe it was a joke, but you said this. We're going to go for this one, and anybody else who tries to do it, we're going to just. Maybe fuck him is not the right word, and I'm sorry for putting those words. No, you did, Mazzy. You did say that. Somebody leave it in the comments. Mazzy did say something.
Tag out and audience. No, I think
I said. Mazzy, you did say something like that. Okay, you can say it.
What is this? Is called the barn burner. It's
hold on.
Please send money. Okay, go ahead.
So can we go to the clip?
Okay.
We can't go to the clip.
To me, I think it'll find an audience or it won't. It's as simple as that. That's what I probably said or meant.
Edwin said it himself. You caused him all the trouble this year.
Course he says
but
that.
it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose.
I know, but Mazzy, we all knew that would happen. We all knew that. Even
I didn't think my using the word
come on.
I do clickbait titles all the time, and if people watch me, know all the time how snarky
on the last stream, Mazzy said something which I don't know if anybody heard, but Mazzy said, "I'm sorry." He said this on the last stream, and he made walking back.
Right, Rachel?
He did say, "I'm sorry," and as soon as he said that, I was like, "Okay, it's all done and dusted." Mazzy said, "I'm sorry."
I apologize for people being upset, but I apologize for upsetting people.
Hang on, David. He's very upset right now.
Because I didn't do anything directly to anybody.
We got a special guest. David's here. Let's get his opinion. David, are you okay so far? I'm doing a check-in on your sweet journey.
No, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. But I think there's a bigger question here, because this is kind of fun. We're all fringe interest here. This is like a fringe interest. It's like hanging out with your 16-year-old buddies back in the day.
This is about the IQ level here.
So this is I think. Yeah, the better question to ask is not when it should come out, but why should it come out? Now, if your motivation is to learn more about the channels that have caught your attention so far and learn more about the people with a view to potentially hanging out with them, that's one way of looking at it. If you're doing the tag because you think it's a gateway to loads of new subscribers and all that sort of business, then you're doing it for a different reason. So I think there's a legitimate debate to be had around, well, what is the purpose of it? Why do we do it? And why do we enjoy responding to the tags that are put out?
Well, I think,
I-
as you said
yeah.
earlier, David, like, when I created the vinyl tag 2025 library and I was able to go back and watch the 500 odd responses and interact with those people, I met so many great people from all over the world that I knew nothing about, which is what you're going to experience this year. And that was amazing. And that's what it was all about, was making connections in the vinyl community. All the other bullshit that went around it, honestly, I don't really care about, because it's such a small group that's trying to disrupt something nice from happening, and they're just ruining it for everybody.
And
So
at the end of the day,
I
thing
get
was
that they're
over
upset
there.
about the date, but okay, like, it's over.
I don't think.
Well,
that was a
I'm just
major
hoping
issue.
that I'm just hoping that when I come to North America in July, that I go into the channel for VIPs this year.
Do you
Are
know
you
what?
going
Well,
to
here's
East
the
Coast
deal.
or West Coast, David?
I'm going to Toronto, Buffalo, and I might bolt on something else on the trip.
Stevie's vinyl cover is a good guy. Huge views on one of the greatest videos ever released in the vinyl community.
Yeah, all he did was post a clip from a
Rob,
movie. Very
Rob,
good
your
job.
jealousy. Listen, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Let it go. You've got to recognize Stevie.
Rachel, what do I have to be jealous of?
His huge, incredible success, Rob. You know this. We've talked about it before.
Stevie, go back into the cupboard.
Stevie,
and
don't
stop
go into the
posting clips
cupboard.
from
You're out
movies.
of the cupboard. Stay out of the cupboard. You're doing great.
Bring up Rick's thing, because I agree.
Rick's?
This
Yeah.
timing thing is so ridiculous, because
Okay, go ahead.
it's kind of like you get an assignment for a semester for school, for instance, and you
Yeah.
have to the end of the semester to do the homework. You can, there's some people that start early and do it early and turn it in, then they have the rest of the semester. A lot of people wait to the last minute and cram and do the thing in the last week. So
Okay, sorry.
if you like something in January, post it in January.
Hold on. The problem with your analogy, Mazzy, is most of the people here didn't finish school, so they don't even know about that.
Okay, well, there you go.
Sorry, Rob, I stand corrected, but I haven't updated it in a while, so I'll have a look later and get back to you.
Edwin is playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers. Recognize what's going on here. I think this is just great. I mean, we got a good group of people here. A lot of people that are involved. Simon's out here watching. And but Simon was saying on last week's program that they got they're thinking about possibly doing something, because Simon, you were going to carry the football last year. The question was raised by Brian. What were some of the people? I believe Ian was thinking of doing Ian Rankin the Obscure, another great channel. Ian left a great comment last week. So it was good having Simon in. But I think at the end of the day, like, it's a very healthy thing. I love David's question. Why do it? And I think the overt why, is because it's fun to talk, and it's just something to hang on. And it's great to promote little smaller channels that aren't established. Hey, I'm out here. And the tag is it's got the name on it that everybody recognizes. And by having that branding, it's like having a big channel shout out a smaller channel. And so people benefit. The added thing that's not talked about so much is that there is a personal boost, a personal reward if you get to carry the torch for the Olympics, because
There's
all
also-
eyes are on as you run up the stairs. What are the questions going to be? And who is this person that's doing it? Oh, I better subscribe. And so suddenly everybody, hey, have you done David Atkinson's tag? Who did the tag this year? Oh, Atkinson did it. Well, who's he? He's a lovely Geordie lad. He's kind of an audiophile, depending on how you define it. And then, so David gets a boost out of that. Edwin, did you get any surplus, a boost in your subscriber count or your notoriety from any of it?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't check the numbers, but I'm sure my channel increased by about 500.
He paid
Yeah,
me
I think it's
500
only
bucks
normal,
to
right?
turn
That
the
it would do
feature
it.
on so he would get more views and
Yeah.
more subscribers.
Yeah, I think so.
Edwin-
That's
Edwin
a
sent me
benefit.
500 Canadian for me to put official on.
All right, but I think it does add to some of the incentive. It's some of the incentive why people do want to carry the torch, so to speak. So David,
I'll also add, Rachel, if I may,
yeah,
I've had great response from doing David's vinyl tag this year. Because again, then you start making another group of connections from people that follow
the
his
tag
channel,
does
right?
that. But my point being, sure enough, fair enough. But my point being is that the main thrust comes from being the torch bearer for it. David, Have you noticed any noticeable increase in your own subscriber count as a result of carrying the torch this year?
I went to 6.3 or something from about, I think it's maybe about 30 subscribers, something in the last couple of weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
But
you're
I-
not
but
you're
I'm
not
for-
breaking
I'm
the Bank of
fortunate.
England.
I'm retired. I don't need to build a huge subscriber, kind of volume. I'm not interested really. I only ever do these videos. I'd say one more thing about the creative process for me. I do these videos for myself mostly because I have found myself at various times thinking about, oh, I better not do one on politics, or I better not do one on cycling because my music kind of subscribers will be upset about it. And then I have to check myself and thinking, what are you doing it for? I'm not doing it for an audience. I'm just doing it because I want to express myself and kind of capture memories and knowledge and have something to look back on in 10 years' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little too late for me when it comes to don't do politics. Come on, let's go MAGA all the way. But anyway, that's just me. Okay, hold on, Edwin. It's going to be okay. It's just
You
that.
said MAG. I got weird.
I know
vibes
it's a
in my body.
reaction. I know. So Brian, I see you intimating there.
Yeah.
You're in your sweet longshoreman way. Please speak onto this issue. Go ahead.
David, I think you're right that for those of us who are like really love the act of creation and video and storytelling, really it's a way to just exercise your own. Am I feeding back?
No, you're
exercise
doing. You're okay.
You got a little post echo.
Just a
Is it
little bit.
me?
It's okay.
Is it me or is it somebody else? Okay.
You're doing good. Just keep
But
going.
I think this video, I mean, we all do it. We all make these videos because we like to hear, tell stories and see how well we can weave a yarn or whatever. But this video is not one. And Rachel, the thing that you're failing to point out is that
Oh, then I got to make you beg for this.
the video that it's great for the for new channels to come and be noticed. It's great for the person who puts the video out there who might get 500 new subscribers, but it's the season of giving. I'm out of focus. It's the time of year when we all come together. And you might say, this vinyl community is not really community. It's just a disparate collection of cliques. But the vinyl tag is what unifies the thing. It's typology. It's the same questions that every single person is answering. It's what binds. It's the one fucking thing that actually brings the whole community together. And so there's some goodwill behind it. There's a lot of good and that's why people are like, find it, that's why they find meaning in it.
Gandhi, we get the point. Okay, go on to Rob. Sorry, but this is
Rob, don't shit on it, please, Rob.
I'm very disappointed in Sue. She was supposed to play some inspirational music behind Brian.
Please, play some unapologetic inspirational music.
Hey, Rachel.
Okay, Rob has got a point. Go ahead.
I'm going to try this out here and not on my channel.
Yeah, probably best here.
I came up with "Don't Do My Vinyl Tag 2026."
Hey, I want to.
All right, hold on. Hey, can you shut up, Massey? I'm talking.
Massey, you're excited. I know this.
So I have 10 prompts, Rachel.
Yes.
Don't do my vinyl tag 2026.
Don't do the tag 2026.
Number 1, bought again because one copy is never enough. Number 2, purchase for spiritual reasons and marginal jacket differences. Number 3, sounds better every time I convince myself it does, like Abbey Road or something.
Whoa! Hey, whoa!
Number 4, reference copy for turntables, but I don't own the turntable. This is a good one. VG Plus, according to someone on Discogs. Show that record.
These are good.
Okay. Bought ironically, but kept seriously.
This is good. I do this.
Mono or stereo still somehow wrong, like Blonde on Blonde. Replaced because the last one wasn't quiet enough. Number 9, out of print, overpriced, immediately purchased. And then the last one is AAA mastered, straight from poor decisions. That's the don't do my vinyl tag tag.
That's good. I do that one.
Good.
I
I
would do
wanted to
that.
respond. Rob Walker's talks about it's kind of like opening your presents on December 5th and something.
Yeah,
But I
that's
see it
the Rob-
more as like the Advent calendar. Is that what you call it? Where
Yeah.
if you're having 500 people or 100 people do the tag, it's going to roll out over days and weeks. You can't watch 500 in one day or one weekend. And that's the great part of having what David did and what Edwin did over that
agree.
month, that time when people are having, a lot of people close down or out of work unless they're in retail or something or out of school or something. And that's the time you enjoy watching more. I mean, I think collectively, a lot of us get more views towards the end of December anyway. More people are sitting around. Whatever.
Can I just say briefly?
Yeah.
I told Rob Walker to take the afternoon off the internet today.
It's not happening.
He's here. This is all actually Rob's. This is Rob Walker's fault. It's really
Okay,
his
go
fault.
ahead. Okay,
What's
Brian.
the shit
he-
disturber? The shit
Yeah, he
disturber.
is. He's the one who abandoned this thing without any plan. These people who last year when Edwin took it, with these 6 people, when they were scheming of who was going to take it, did anybody have a plan? Was a plan announced? I mean, because I think maybe this was unavoidable. And I mean, maybe Edwin, we should thank Edwin for taking the fall because maybe somebody had to
You're
do
welcome.
it. Yeah, thank you. And but again, that's the kind of, forgive me, but that's the kind of like smugness that doesn't really, I know it's tongue in cheek, but like that's what people don't want when we're talking about, and I don't, but that's what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
I guess sarcasm doesn't work on the vinyl community. Is that
Right,
what you're saying?
exactly, Edwin. And Brian,
So here's the
some
thing.
people-
Okay, you
some
guys talk
people
about
need-
Hold
these-
on, let Edwin go, Matt.
Okay,
We
so you
don't
talk
get
about
about-
vinyl community. Okay, so like if we're in a community somewhere and someone does something out of character or not how the rest of the community sees it, do we hang them and quarter them, or do we say, hey buddy,
We
that's maybe
surrender
not
to
how
the
this should have
flow.
been done, and maybe we should have some more
Yeah.
community talking about it, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what we should do. That's what I would say we should
Right?
do.
So
were these other guys doing that?
I did something, maybe some people didn't like it, but it was like kill Edwin. It wasn't like let's have a discussion about this. So there is no community when it comes
But it was too late to have a discussion after Mazzy called it. We're gonna call it the official vinyl tag. I'm gonna railroad everybody. You're our guy, and it's no.
You guys,
do not pass
you
go.
guys give me too much credit, and you take it too
Man,
seriously.
No,
there was even
no,
wait,
Mazzy,
there was
we
even
don't.
some.
We
There
do
was even
not.
some-
You're mistaken. We're
wait,
not.
No, there was
Mazzy,
even
can you run
some
for
sug-
president?
Listen, there was even some suggestion where we should have a committee to see who's going to do it next year. There were like 50 different committees, if you want to call it that,
right.
in the vinyl community. There's the metal heads, there's the punk heads. there's
That's
the
why I
classical
think
people. So you
David
can't do
Atkinson
that.
did it
We're
correctly.
talking about having an HOA. You know what an
No,
HOA is?
I
in a
don't know what
community.
the best answer
An
is, but I
HOA
know
has
that just
rules.
railroading
The
the
vinyl
thing is the
community is
same
like a
thing that
city
you talk
and
about not
county with
liking
no
in the
rules.
presidency. Just knocking over the east wing of the thing. Just you deciding solely that this is going to be the thing.
No, I do what I
don't
do
think that
for
there
my
should be a
channel.
committee, but there should be a little bit of chat, a little bit of discussion. Maybe we
Right.
wouldn't have come to anything, and maybe, like I said, the only way to power through this was to just break
but
some
Bri-
eggs. to make a
Brian-
omelet.
Should I
Brian-
run
Brian.
my video titles through a committee to
No,
make
but
a
it
decision?
would have an open discussion, or what David Atkinson did. I think he solved the problem. He announced it when he said, I'm going to do it.
Oh, I'm having breakfast today.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. If anybody has a problem with me,
Yeah,
let me.
later. I'll eat after.
I'll back away. Or if somebody's really committed to doing it, let's hear it. But nobody
Wait
came to
about-
do it,
Hold
and I think
hold
that
on.
worked. And I think
Yeah.
also
Yeah, it did work. Everything
Yeah.
worked, and there's no. This drama is faux drama
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
well.
Okay.
David did it
David,
well.
David
Edwin
got
did
his
it
hand
well.
raised. I want to hear from David.
Sorry,
David, go
David.
ahead. Your response to Brian.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not sure how much more I've got to say on the subject here, but I will say this, that if anybody wants to do the tag next year, my best recommendation is to announce that you're going to do it. Now, if you're somebody the vinyl community pushes back on, then you might want to reconsider that. But if people generally think, oh, this is a good person, he or she's got this amount of knowledge, I think they could put some good questions together. People will give you generally a free run, but you have to declare it. And I think the problem last year was that Edwin came out of the blue and caught everybody short. And that's why I announced it a month before the prompts were going to come out. And if, if someone wants to do it next year, do what I did. And it seems to have worked. People seem to like it. So there you have it, really.
Here's the deal. Is part of the problem is that we didn't have a rule of succession, so everybody knows when Elizabeth was going to check out that Charles was up on deck. And so it would have been nice for Rob if he had, and Rob made the comment earlier in the chat that, oh, if I give it, all hell would have broken out. But what my rule would be, or my suggestion, not rule, but suggestion would be, do it outside of your posse. So for example, Emma from 8 Vinyl Low is here with us today. Now, Emma is outside my cohort in the vinyl community, but I love Emma. She's been around for a long time. She's a young YouTuber gal, loves records. Her beloved, Rick Nielsen and Cheap Trick. So we know what she likes, where she's at, and she's a high profile person. So, I could give it to her. Nobody could complain because she's not in my posse, so to speak. Now, if I were to turn around and go,
she's in my posse.
I want Rob to do it, or I nominate Mazzy, people would go, what the hell? Or even Brian. Brian's my guy. But, something like that, that would be my posse. But if I go Glenn Calloway, I nominate Larry Graves, the Canadian star, or Joe Mayo over in the Beatle world. Somebody like that are outside of my wheelhouse, there would be little room for anybody to complain, particularly if I gave it to a brass-knuckled liberal. That would be great. I'm handing the keys over to John, from your guy, Mazzy.
I mean, you guys talk about me putting official on is like some world leader putting his name on everything and calling it his. It's kind of that kind of thing.
It is kind of that thing, Mazzy. It's just it's just.
Can I kind of make things a little more clear? Okay. Edmund, you said that you had like over 500 people take your tag, right?
Edwin,
sorry, Edwin. You had over 500 people take yours?
No, I was wrong.
He's been corrected. It was 260 someone.
Oh,
okay, that's still a sizable amount. I can't imagine all 200 were done based on Mazzy being somehow involved. I can't.
No, it doesn't
make sense to me.
It makes sense for everybody to get on the same avenue. And once everyone,
hold on, Brian. Let me
going that way.
Rob, I do understand that by me doing the tag, forget official. Even if I didn't say official, I get more eyeballs on my videos.
But you also get more of everything, more criticism, more of everything.
Exactly.
Here's my point.
People would have got the
but here's my let me make my point. Let me make my point. My point is this. Thankfully, we're all different. Our channels are all different. Therefore, we attract majority of the same people, but different people. And so I can't, to Brian's point, there can't be one reason everything happens. There can't. It just doesn't make sense. So if you want to do a vinyl tag, do it. The better vinyl tags will withstand it, and the most people will take that one. Plenty of other people have put in their little vinyl tags, but I still believe it's the best way to draw people to your channel.
Now,
that's it.
I put official again this year in David's tag because to me it's the official for my take. It's been up a week now. It's got close to 7,000 views. So more people see it, and hopefully we'll do David's tag. I'm not the only one.
That's duplicitous, Mazzy. You're saying now it counts, but last year it doesn't count.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking about the word. Forget the word official. I said that.
Well,
either way, Brian, I would have gotten the views because my channel gets views.
Yeah.
So Edwin would have got just as many people whether I called it official or not. It's fun. Like at the end of the year, I put the best records of the year. Now, they're not the best. They're my favorites. Maybe I should change it to favorites. No one's getting upset at me for writing best. I don't speak for all humankind that these are the best records of the year. But it works better as a title saying best.
People kind. I'm Canadian. Please
show
some respect.
People kind. There you go.
People kind. So one of the questions being raised, Scotty asked the question, somebody say, why is this even an issue? And it's an issue. Hang on, let me
I
get
agree,
this thing.
Rick.
It's an issue because human beings are human beings. And I think there is a degree of the self-promotion aspect in it. I think people realize that they can, corral to themselves a few subscribers, and there is notoriety, and it certainly raises your profile in the community. There's different ways of raising your profile. You can do it like Rob, me, and Massey, just pure talent. But
Hey,
there's other way. Oh, go on, Brad. Whoa, what's going on?
No, go ahead. Lesser channels down here.
We'll
take the
angry
scraps from you guys.
longshoreman.
It's fine.
You
It's
can
fine.
raise
It's
your
fine.
profile by being
worry
an
about it.
angry
mind me.
longshoreman too,
Don't mind.
Tokyo Brian.
Yeah. No.
Holy smokes. I like the new look. You look great. I gotta tell you. And you
Okay,
got
I
your bouquet.
I interrupted. You
got your
feel like-
bouquet going. Your beautiful bouquet. Buka. Sambuca. Edwin, you're a photographer. I've got myself an Sony A6400, and I grabbed a 33 lens for it, and so I'm going to turn that into my new a rig coming up in a future episode. Hopefully by next Sunday it'll be up and running, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, Rob
That'll be
Walker. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Edwin.
check that lens. That might be pretty wide angle.
It's not. It's actually really, because I looked at a whole bunch of YouTube people on it, and they use it for their streaming. It's not a zoom, so it's got a fixed focal length, but and it does a nice kind of blurry background. The bokeh. But what is it, Brian?
Bouquet, like a bouquet of flowers.
Bouquet.
Bouquet of flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bouquet.
It does a beautiful bouquet. So Edwin, when I look, you were one of the first guys I saw do standard, in the can videos that looked absolutely astounding with your lighting. You have a good Canon or something like that, a great lens. And
Yeah, I got
lazy.
lazy.
I asked you about it a long time ago, and I said, holy crap, man, your videos are some of the best looking out there on the vinyl community. And I think it helps the channel. I know people like Massey with the aesthetic, they appreciate those touches. Michael 45 comes to mind with that. Go ahead, Sue. Bruno, we love you. Hi, everyone. Actually, I was thinking of doing a video kind of criticizing the best records of the year, but now I'm scared of doing it. Thoughts on that, Rob? How do you
Great
handle
idea.
a young kid like Bruno trying to get his leg wet legs?
Well, what are you scared? What
Yeah,
are
it's
you
a great
scared
idea.
of?
Okay,
What are you
wherein
scared
lies
of?
your fear?
Do
Yeah.
it.
Do it.
Do
Look,
whatever
if you're
works
scared,
for you,
let-
whatever you feel
If you're
like doing.
if you're scared, the most powerful person on screen is obviously Mazzy. If you're scared of him, what are you scared of?
All right.
What's he
Mazzy,
gonna do? How many seriously? How many channels has someone gotten taken down? None. With the content like you making something like that.
I agree. There is no official, but I call it official for me doing it. I can call it, whatever I want.
I think Mazzy, can you just agree from now on? Just put Mazzy official on your response.
Sure.
I feel
Can I-
like
can I
David's going to
just say-
fade away. Yeah.
Can I just say I need to bail in a couple of minutes?
Okay,
So-
David, we're going to
so-
make you big. You're going big, lad. We got to make you big, Jordy. Hang on. I'm going.
Okay,
There
well-
you go.
I'm going to bail out in a couple of minutes' time. So it was kind of the last opportunity to kind of close off this discussion on the tag, I think. It's been great hanging out with you guys. But it's like, we'll do it again some other time. But on this particular topic, if we're kind of going to move on, and my match is about to kick off the second half, so I kind of need to say see you later.
Yeah. Who's playing? Who's playing today?
Newcastle are playing Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, South London, bloody hell.
Yeah, and I kind of want to get out before Rob Walker updates the score in a comment on this live
oh, no.
stream.
David, it has been our pleasure to have you here today. I'll take the pressure off, make you regular size. There's a real delay on my restream lately. I click it and then I got to wait a bit. Edwin, go ahead.
David, I just want to say it was great to meet you. I love your
You
channel.
too.
Your room's amazing, by the way. I
Thanks.
want to see more of your room in a video. And
You can
yeah,
watch.
good-
You can watch the beginning of when I came on, because I did a little bit of a pan shot.
I will do. And good luck with the vinyl tag.
Yeah, Edwin, have you
Thanks
done
a
it
lot.
this year? Have you jumped in on the tag this year yourself?
I think I was like the first or second person to do it.
So, okay, so Edwin's already up there. I've done my
You're to
little take on
blame.
it. I know Brian did his take on it. Rob,
Yeah.
are you participating in the vinyl tag this year? Okay, Massey, I know you did your take
did.
on it.
I did it.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Oh,
did
so-
it.
I want to say
did
this.
it on
I want to
boxing.
echo.
Oh, hold
what,
on. Brian has got a moment
I
of
wanna just echo what
compassion and
Edwin said, and
possible anger.
And no, I want to just echo what Edwin says, because I don't think I'm ever going to get a chance to see you on a live stream again, David. But thank you so much, and it's really cool to have you on the show and see you here. And yeah, mad respect from everybody. No, it's true. I'm kind of, this is an earnest from the heart comment. I really appreciate it. I think damage control, it's water under the bridge. I think everybody I got to voice something that I cared deeply about. I know there were other people that voiced their things. I hope it's all good in the hood. And Edwin and Mazzy, and I know I'm like, I'm going for it, but I don't have any really bad blood with anybody about this. And it is just, but I want to re-emphasize the notion that it really is what brings us together. And so David did a really good job of that. So massive salute, mad respect to you for taking a rough situation and making the best out of it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Brian.
Brian. Appreciate
All
it.
right, I'm gonna boogie too. So
Okay. That's
somebody
gonna
else come
create
up.
room for two more fun contestants.
Bye, guys.
On the Rachel's Ghost TV Talk Show. Thank you,
Right.
David. Thank you, Brian.
I'll see you later, everyone. Thanks a
Take
lot.
care.
Cheers.
David Atkinson, do the tag vinyl community. Get over to Dave. We got David's channel. I think we can put a link for David's channel here. All right, David. Well, I'm going to put the link to your tag in the description of this video so people can go out. Do
Even
the
more
tag.
videos
It's
I'm
good
gonna have
for
to
you.
watch.
It's fun.
Anyway, see you later, everyone. Ta-ra.
Take care. Great to see you, David. Great meeting you. David Atkinson,
too.
ladies and gentlemen. The pride of Newcastle.
Thanks.
All right. So I'll put the link out for the kids to see if anybody else coming up. But the kid I want most of all right now is the black vinyl. He's doing a tag, and so it is a perfect opportunity for you. There's going to be a lot of eyes on here because David was with us. Get in here and tell me about your reggae and whatever else
It's a
tag.
soul
it was.
funk tag, I think.
Yeah, he's doing a funk tag on soul. And speaking of funk and soul, hey DJ Vinyl Vertical DJ.
I'm feeling pretty funky this morning.
All right, my
How
man.
you doing?
Well, we sure love you. Good to have you here, my friend.
Happy New Year, everybody, once
Happy
again.
New Year. God, yeah, first show of the new year. Rob, did you make a New Year's resolution? I know you're not in the habit of doing so, but this year may be your turnaround. This could be
Me?
your time to shine. Your
Yeah.
turn, Rob, to shine with your New Year's resolution.
Do I do it on my channel so that everyone can respond to it?
I mean, it's not a tag. It's just
My
your-
New Year's resolution
Oh, hold on,
is
sorry.
to get Scotty to have a better internet connection.
Get over there to Edwin Johnson, hairdresser.
Why, do that sound good?
It's
That sounds
Florida.
terrible.
What do you expect, Rob?
All right. Coffee talk for
Is my
Scott.
voice going
Great.
in and out? Is that the problem?
You're
No,
fine. You're fine.
Rachel,
Rob.
the New Year's
I was just trying to get
resolutions
on
is
there.
another established thing that I don't believe anyone follows through on.
Okay, I did this year. I lost all the weight I was
No,
doing.
That was your resolution last year. As far as I remember, you've been yammering on about that for years.
Rob, listen, I finally did it though.
No, I understand. Congratulations to you, but making a
Oh,
resolution
Rob.
about it.
You're starting to sound like this is almost like the vinyl tag. I'm getting criticism coming out of left field
Listen,
because-
Rachel.
just because I decide to do a nice little thing, maybe drop a couple of pounds. Now it's all
No.
good.
Hold on. It's two separate things, Rachel.
Okay, go ahead.
You doing it, congratulations, you did it. But stating you're going to do it means nothing to anyone else.
It's part of
It
the
shouldn't mean anything to
Isn't
anyone
it? Yeah,
else.
but
It doesn't.
Rob, don't, hold on,
It's a
Scotty.
personal thing.
You
Yeah.
hang on to every word I say, and I know Rob does as well.
All right,
You
Rachel, can I
you just
profess?
rally
Can I
around
make
the old-
something similar?
Okay, Rob.
I want to lose 170 pounds. And I think by cutting Mazzy off, that's how I'll do it.
Holy smokes, that's controversial. Man,
Are you
see, look,
disclosing his
some
weight
research.
now?
I don't know how much he weighs. I was being nice, by the way, Scott.
185.
Okay, I don't know. Okay,
Rachel,
I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
lose 185 pounds.
Okay, this is Harvey. Harvey's here. Okay, hang on, Harvey. I'm trying to get you. Okay. Hi, Harvey. Are you really Harvey?
Oh, Harvey.
Oh, Harvey,
Uh-oh.
okay, hold on, Harvey. Let's get some vocals for you. I don't have audio. No audio. Hold on.
How's that?
Okay, we heard you. I heard you.
Harvey from Spin the Black Circle, also a Geordie. Two
Oh,
Geordies.
bloody hell. Let's put you in the #1 driver's seat. So you're swatching places over with me. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you came up on camera because you've got
Wow.
a tag that you want to tell the kids about, right?
Yeah, why not? So, first of all, I'm a Geordie, running the channel for 3 years. So, also from Newcastle, got about 6 to 7 subs, 6 to 700 subs. The soul and funk tag that I've put up, it's just because I'm a massive soul and funk fan, and I'm black from the UK. Quite unusual in the UK to be black Geordie, and I just love that form of music. So it's not about, for me, tripling my subs. It's not. It probably is about reactions, because here we're all music fans and we all want to turn other people onto our music, right? So the tag, I put it 5 days ago. I've had lots of nice comments, but nobody else has reposted their response to the questions. Maybe because I talk too fast, as you can probably hear. Maybe they couldn't hear what I was saying. But I think they're a reasonable set of questions, and I think it would be nice to get some responses to them.
Well, we'll make that happen for you today. Certainly it's going to happen.
I will do it only if it's the official soul and funk. And I have a question. I looked at it and I didn't see the questions in the comments. Did you put them in there?
No, I didn't. That's how I'm an amateur, Mazzy. That's what I did.
Put them there so it's easy for someone to copy and paste.
So copy and paste it, yeah. I was going to do it, but
it's official. I will do it.
Okay,
I'm a okay. Sorry.
Good. So that was it, and it would be great. And I think they're a good set of questions too. So
yeah, I'm just a little exhausted from doing the last one, so I need a day.
Okay, now, Scotty, you did the soul tag like a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
You launched it.
It was pretty successful too. Yeah, people liked it.
Good.
Yeah. So
I think people liked it. I don't know.
Our friend Harvey is out in Newcastle, northeast England. It's like Northumberland area kind of thing.
I watch you all the time.
No, I now live around the corner from David Atkinson. So we're both Geordies from Newcastle.
There's Newcastle.
Around the corner in Birmingham.
He's right down the frickin' block. Okay, they're block flatmates. Bloody hell. Anyway, Harvey, this is great. We're going to promote you. We're going to get people doing it. How many questions are in the? Hang around. Don't go nowhere. We'll beat this a bit. So, how many questions did you dream up for the soul and funk tag?
12. I reckon optimum 12 questions.
Okay, to about 12. He's got 12 questions, so it's not going to bust the bank on you.
Right.
And so, Harvey, do you have a favorite soul artist yourself, male and female? Who would be your favorite male and female?
Does he have James Brown? Probably controversial.
James Brown, the Godfather. Yeah.
His dodgy character, responding to one of Dave's tag questions, and then probably Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the king and queen of soul right there? R&B. It's got to be. It's got to be. Rob, what about your own soul and funk collection? Do you have any representation there for yourself?
Yeah, I've a lot. I have plenty. I probably could pull enough out.
You've got the Reverend Al Green. Is that a CD set or is it a 45? What is that?
No, I have that singles box that has all his release singles. But I also have I have his full albums. Okay,
the Reverend Al. So, I mean, obviously that would be there.
That would probably be my #1 guy is Al Green.
As a liberal, you must have some music non-white artists in your collection.
I have about 600 soul and R&B records.
All right. How often do you actually go there? Full disclosure, full honesty, how often do you go to your soul section and go, I got to go pull this?
A lot.
Okay.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
There is a kind of genre, so to speak, of jazz that's like soul jazz.
Okay.
So, like this record here, I picked this up yesterday.
Okay, hold on.
Some would consider this a soul jazz record.
Okay, Sunshine Man, Harold Alexander.
Yeah. This dude only recorded like 3 albums and then disappeared.
He's sporting a modest fro. He's got a modest fro.
No, he has a full fro.
Turban?
It's modest.
I
could see that going a little larger. Hold on, Edwin. I got to flip you. Mirror camera. Boom. There you go. James Brown. Holy smokes. The Apollo. Where is he?
Yeah. It's a nice U.S. original on the Regency label.
That's a great.
Hold on. I got to make that label big. Hang on. There is a delay with my camera getting things big there. It's finally there. Regency, lovely green, long playing record.
Oh,
great
shape.
So when that LP was recorded, they had to cut out the expletives from the audience because of black females. Out the expletives in the Brown. So anyway.
So there was controversy around some of these old album covers. Okay, here's a question for Bruno. Massey, take this on. You're a spokespeople for so many. Can I ask you, what's your opinion on too many tags? I got no problem with it. Does specific vinyl tag kind of ruin the whole thing of bringing
Not at all.
DC
First
together?
of all, it's like records that go in stores. How many hundreds of thousands of records are out in stores, or millions? You pick and choose what you want. So
yeah.
I think the more the merrier. Variety. You pick and choose what you want to do. You pick and choose the channels you want to watch, what interests you. You know, I don't think anything should be limited.
I don't think it impacts or takes away from the big tag. Everybody knows the big tag's the big tag, but there's so many genres. I even started a Beatles one because the Beatles community is a thing, is a wheel within a wheel at the of the larger vinyl community. So I have no issue with that. Poor Harvey never got a chance. Now, what do you mean by that, Simon? You feel that because the big tag was launched earlier that it infringed or hurt Harvey's chances to get his going and flying out the door with full wings, full wind beneath his wings? Holy smokes. You got to sit down. It gets dizzy in here. This from Amandesk. Oh my God. So anyway, so this is good. So Scotty, I know you're going to do the soul tag. And
I'm going to do the soul tag.
And you got to reach out. Yeah, Harvey's got to reach out to what's her name? Disco DE, Nadine, right? The lovely Nadine out there. Make sure Nadine knows that you've launched this thing, Harvey. Leave a comment in her channel. Say, hey, Nadine, I did this. Because the woman's got, a large following. A lot of stuff happens. So
thank you.
Yeah, I would do that. Reach out to the influencers. Massey's a big one.
Yeah, I did ask John 6-inch penis because he also just lives around the corner. So John's penis. So I did ask that.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure he'll do it.
I thought John was down in bleeding Birmingham. I guess he's left Birmingham.
No, he's in Birmingham.
I live in Birmingham. So does David Atkinson. So does John.
But you guys are originally from the Northeast.
I don't know about John.
All right. Sometimes I wonder what Rachel's talking about. Well, sometimes Rachel wonders what Rachel's talking about. So that's all right. We're all on the same page there. David Donnelly, Rich, I'm going to pop in when there's some space a little later. Just hang on. We're going to be here for a little while longer. Okay. Can we do a poll on who hates who and who loves vinyl tags? So
What?
Wow. The controversy.
That's deep.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm sorry. The whole over serious shit, that over dramatic, everything's so serious. Have fun. Music is about fun and pushing and changing things up. That's for me. I'm not saying it's not an official statement. It's my personal taste.
Well, I like the idea, but I mean, there's a room for all of it. Like my show is the farthest thing, from anything.
The audience will find it either way, or they won't.
I think it's also a way for people in the VC to learn a little bit about one another too, because I actually disclosed some things about my feelings about stuff that I thought, ooh, that might rip somebody the wrong way. I don't know. I had some comments and some opinions that I said, and I'm sure other people when they do their their tag, when they answer the tags, they'll answer. If they answer honestly, they'll disclose stuff about themselves, and people know more about them. So it's an opportunity.
Bill Coville joins us, another good guy. There's so many great people around here too. So it's really nice getting a chance to meet Harvey, and the first time we've had him on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason we got Harvey up is he's got the new soul and funk tag, 12 questions long. And Sue, did we get that link for Harvey's channel?
Can you check out your PayPal, please?
Okay. And okay.
I got a dono.
Okay. What, on PayPal?
Yeah.
PayPal. Okay. Something's happened. Holy smokes. Yeah. I can barely get in there these days, but anyway, we'll see what's going on. Okay. And cancel that. And we go X there. And holy, okay, okay, whoa, okay, Richard, I want to thank you. We got a pretty big, healthy dono here, and I want to thank Richard. Richard, thank you so much. It's extremely generous. I don't want to release the figure or anything, but I just want to thank you, Rich, for your kindness and your support that way. So I can only have 6 people up, but I'm toying with the idea of I'm so loath to give money to the, but to go, we can get more people off, and so we'll probably maybe we'll launch Restream and pay for it again. Rob, do you pay for your Restream or your StreamYard or anything?
I share it with other people.
Oh, okay. So that's a clever way of going about it. So if you
we don't stream at the same time, so that kind of offsets the
it creates
cost.
the room for you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because none of it is cheap these days, and it's my bread and butter. This is my main thing. Harvey, do you live stream at all? Have you thought about doing any live stream format?
I worry about that dead time. So, and honestly, I try to do my videos in 1 or 2 takes.
Yeah.
But that chance to just pause and start again if you don't quite get it. So maybe I should, but I just worry about that dead time. Rob does it really well at the Wax. That's a great live stream. When Mazzy joins, that's a really good live stream. But how you keep that flow going and keep the conversation going and being impromptu is the challenge, right? This is a really good show.
Yeah, it's always a challenge, and different people have different ways of handling it. One of the best is a gentleman standing above me or sitting above me right here. Rob has a great channel, and the views are off the charts this year for him. I'm really happy for him, and he's deserved. He's drawn more than I'm able to draw, and
it's different.
Yeah, but I like it. I'm just happy for you because, there's not much. He's a nice guy. The conversation's good. It's very knowledgeable and it's entertaining. What my consideration, my drive on all this is to get a laugh out. If I can get one good laugh out of everybody, then you know what it is. And then you go, fuck, that was funny on Rachel's show today. I laughed at that, and that was funny. That was good. So that's the main thing. But apart from that, we promote like hell around here. If somebody has a tag in the community, and it saddened me to read Harvey's comment initially. That's why I'm really glad it came up. No, it really did, because I'm going, oh, here's a guy, he's trying to do it, and nobody's responding. I piped and nobody danced. And that's a horrible feeling. You want to feel that it is a community and the people are rallying around. I'll take a look at your tag. I did Trish's vinyl tag, the CD tag, CD and tape tag. And it's not much effort for me to grab a few items and to answer her questions, to do it. So I'll try and do it. I am really weak. I got to tell you, I am crippled when it comes to my soul and it's the same thing. I don't buy a lot of it. I'm a rock and roller. Led Zeppelin, that I have multiple.
Try it anyway. And if Rob did it, everybody would do it.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Now there's some pressure for Rob. Okay.
Everybody would do it if Rob did it. I'm
going to do my Rachel. Remember, I announced mine. It's going to be the anti-DJ vinyl vertigo.
The anti-DJ vertigo. Holy cow. Little hurtful.
That'll only help me, Rob.
Yeah. Dan goes. So Mazzy, you got to give Harvey. Mazzy is a man of aesthetic, the camera and stuff, but he's just here on.
Okay. I'm going to say this for both. Well, I know we like to get up here and just do our thing here, but right now, both Harvey and Scott have backlight that is not giving them enough front fill light.
Okay,
now I know they're darker complexion, and I'm not getting into the.
Hold on! whoa,
No.
whoa.
But Edwin knows this as a
Edwin.
photographer lighting. You
Oh,
need.
shit. We
like,
have hit some low points.
Harvey
on this
has
program,
two.
ladies and
Harvey has
gentlemen.
two big light fixtures behind him. There we go. You almost had. You had it a little.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, Rob.
Okay,
This
there.
is
Could
not
you-
good.
could you-
Oh,
could-
wow.
Rachel,
That's
could
better.
you
That's
help?
better. That's better. You got a little side fill. So you.
Yeah, that's
better.
way better. That
Okay.
is.
Could you
better.
help
Yeah.
Harvey
smart.
out and post a link to
Scotty has
Massey's?
a bunch of light behind him. The whole room's.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, Rob. It's
I'll
just
fix that next time.
Could you help
I
Harvey
can't
out
put
and
this
post
today.
a link to Massey's channel so he can leave a negative comment?
I would never do that. Never. It's just
okay,
kind
but
Harvey's just swarthy.
yeah,
Swarthy.
he's swarthy. He's Italian, for the love of God. Okay, no, Harvey, this is a great view for you because the
that's
camera,
better,
the
yeah.
light bulb behind is never a good thing. Backlighting.
Better
Edwin, how did
already.
you? Yeah, I'm all about my. I'm thinking when this thing gets set up, I'm going to do this. Will be my thumbnail for it. Do something like that.
Rachel,
Yeah, Rob.
can you highlight Johnny's comment?
Johnny, hang on. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is kind
No.
of personal, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny, I don't know what you mean by this question.
Yeah.
Do you want to see a link to his vinyl tag? Which everyone has been calling it since the stream began.
I'm trying to find
Silence.
Okay, we're going to get the time. Well, I have to go read my way through there. So, Rachel, I object to the name Satan Rojas. Satan doesn't deserve the association. That's a very hurtful comment. Very hurtful. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have this going. Peter's here. I'll self-promote a video. I created an app I built to try and bring the VC together. It's a bit nerdy and long, but check it out if you wouldn't mind. It's over here. I'll give you a view.
Oh,
We'll make
I
that
fear that you might get rickrolled.
Rickroll. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you go. Massey, you would have been aesthetic to a king. Powerful comment. This is from our beloved Rev Rock and Roller. Massey, when you get a compliment like this.
Working with photographers for 40 years, I learned from them. They're the experts, and being around them, I used to see how they would set up their lighting. It's not always has to be perfect. You can shoot into light and have a light flare as an aesthetic decision.
Yes.
But something like this, you want some fill on your face.
Thank you,
Filler?
Rex.
Hey,
Filler?
Rachel, I've noticed something more
Much
about
better.
Rex.
Okay, I'm curious about this, Rob.
Rex has been going after me, I think, for the last
Rex,
week or
what's
so.
going on? Don't go after Rob. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Rob. Rex, what's going on? Holy smokes. Anyway, so Edwin, are you going to take up some? Do you do any of the side tags, or you just do the big tag and that's it? And your work is done here. Or how do you work it?
Like DJ Trish asked me to do hers, so I would love to do that. And it's all about time. I mean, unfortunately, I still work full time, so this is just a little hobby for me. It's not, it's when I have time to do it and commit, I'll do it, right? And then, of course, throw in your own videos that you want to do, right? That takes time to plan and promote. So
it's easy for me because I used to say old and fat, but now I'm just old, but I'm retired. So I can sit around, I can, try and knock out something. And I do have a few soul records. I have probably more soul on CD format than I do on record, the precious little I have. Edwin, you've got a fairly decent soul section in your collection because I know you've shown some of it in previous broadcasts.
Yeah, actually, one thing I did over the holidays was kind of split up my collection. I took out all my punk and sort of new wave and took that out, and I took out my classic rock. But I actually do need to go back and take out all my soul and funk.
Okay.
Because I find when everything gets buried in together, you forget about it. You don't see it, right?
So your category, you got to categorize. Like I put all my quote Christian music in a Christian category, and vinyl community records. If any of our guys and gals that make their own music do something, I put that in. I've got one thing called vinyl community. So I've got material objects and Angelo. I even put Angelo, call it Big Star, but I put him in the vinyl community section. Rob, go ahead.
Rachel, is it true that you put all your Christian music in a cabinet and when you open it,
yes,
you hear, oh,
the angels sing, all the angels come. Okay, hey Harvey, I'm going to be doing the Soul and Funk tag when I'm back home with my records. So you got a big one right there. You just landed a big fish in the form of John, a 6-inch pianist.
Hey, Rachel, I heard that you had, I think Rob was right. You had all your Christian music in the cabinet. And you woke up in the morning, the cabinet was open and all the records were gone. You're waiting for them to come back.
Holy smokes. Is this
Oh,
like
no.
a rat? They were
Wow, that was horrible.
Yes.
Radical Records. Hey,
okay.
I got a notification, Rachel. My mug is coming. My mug is showing up.
Okay, so
It's coming.
so they've
Yeah.
got that far.
Yeah.
Massey, you had trouble with Teespring as well, right?
Okay, I'm leaving Teespring and I have a new, this is a prototype here. Another company I'm working with through Shopify, but it's a different company that I've read decent reviews and I'm trying to get some samples first. They sent me 2 extra small t-shirts instead of 2 large as samples. That's not a good start, but I'll probably be switching soon to this new company.
I love this. Rick goes, Rachel's taking up a collection to get those Bible Belt recorded albums. You know, the big one I always talk about is Larry Norman's, what is it? Yeah, A Stranger in a Strange Land. What's he call that one? In Another Land. In Another Land. And it's got John Wetton on it from King Crimson on bass. It's produced by Andy Johns, Glenn Johns' kid brother, who did all the Led Zeppelin production. I mean, these are big names that are on there. Dudley Moore plays piano on it, the actor. Yeah, wow. Dudley Moore's there. So Larry Norman is a great Christian album, but it's more than that. It's just a standard rock and roll album, and it's just so freaking accessible. And in my early Christian life, it was so cool for me because it was all this Lawrence Welk kind of stuff that dominated the culture. The subculture of Christianity, evangelical Christianity. I go, oh, this sucks. Isn't there anything coming out of the Beatles? I mean, this is a Beethoven of our age. And I'm going, give me something I can, sink my teeth into. So I say, you got to listen to this guy.
Are you familiar with Jars of Clay, Rachel?
Yes,
Jars
I
of
am.
Clay.
Jars of
They're
Clay.
Great Christian band. Awesome
They are
rock
very
and roll.
good. They came out.
I've seen them a couple times. They're really good.
They came out in the 80s, and
yeah,
they're one of those bands that kind of was able to straddle between secular environment and
I didn't even know they were Christian when I first heard them. When I first heard them, I didn't even know they were Christian. And then I looked at the lyrics and went, wait a minute. This is kind of biblical.
There's some nice messaging in there. Go ahead, Mouse.
Yeah. So Harvey, when you put your questions, when you add them in, like tag or something, or put a comment on my channel so I can go look, and then I'll print it out next week. I'll do the tag.
Thanks, Mazzy. Will do.
I did watch it, but I'm lazy. I didn't write it down at the time, thinking after, so.
Not at all. Great stuff. Will do, sir.
Hey, I'm afraid that the relationship between Harvey and Mazzy might get so far that Harvey might end his videos by saying Harvey loves you.
Harvey, that could be a real branding. Edwin, go ahead. You could try that.
Yeah, guys. Hey, Harvey, it's great to meet you. I'll give your tag a look at and try and do it next week also. Rachel, I'm going to bail, let someone else come up here. I got to get to the pool and do my workout, so I'll see you guys.
Is that the official pool?
Official pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got David Donnelly in the house.
Great seeing everybody. Have a great day, everybody.
Nice to see you, Edwin.
Edwin, Pretty Green Vinyl guy. Edwin, we love you. Thanks for coming up on this very special What the Hell Happened with the Vinyl Tag episode.
I knew I had to work out later today. I had to be up here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, this is, the drama, all the controversy. Oh, my God. Okay, Edwin, everybody. Pretty Green Vinyl guy. Sue, can you get Edwin's thing and people can say hello to him over on his channel? Okay, David, there's the link for you. Come on up. Now go ahead, Harvey.
I'm going to have to go too, Matt. I think I'm going to have to
wait.
All right.
Harvey, can I ask you a question real quick, though? Harvey, can I ask you a question real quick? You're in the UK. I was wondering, do you have any update on this guy, Stan Campbell? I know he's got some scandals and stuff, but you know him?
Oh, say it. Who is it?
Stan Campbell.
Oh.
He's the one that sang the lead on the Free Nelson Mandela.
Oh, wow. Right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a really good singer, but he had some controversy, I know, back in the 90s, I guess, and he got Me Too'd or something like that. But I just want to know if you know anything about him.
British or American?
Huh?
British
What?
or-
He's British. He's British. He was
Okay.
with what was it? The runoff from the Scott band from the Special AKA.
Okay, of course, yes. No,
Yeah.
that one up.
So you didn't know much about him. Okay, I just want to know if you knew any updates on him. So
Harvey loves you. Bye bye.
Okay,
All right.
Harvey. We'll get that tag of yours gone. We'll get a response for you, buddy. All right.
Bye bye. Bye.
All right. Take
All
care.
right.
Harvey from Newcastle, now in Birmingham, Leiden, Birmingham. All right. We got David Donnelly. You're trying to get up here. Holy smokes. He's having some trouble connecting. Massey, Happy New Year. Did you make a resolution for 2026?
I don't make resolutions.
You refuse to? You're in
Well,
that.
no, I think I don't publicly say I'm going to change this, and sure,
Yeah.
I adjust my everything. So.
Mazzy texted me his resolution. Rachel, you want to hear it?
I'd love to hear his resolution, Rob.
He said he'll try and be less about defending his comments. Like
Okay,
explaining them.
Naz, have you heard that? This is a proclivity that you have. We're joined by David Donnelly, lovely Michelle.
And
How are you
Michelle,
doing,
hello,
guys?
Michelle.
Okay, there.
I'm sorry I don't show all the color Prince records.
Yeah.
And I piss you guys off, but fuck you. I'm not an official channel.
he just
Okay.
apologized
I'm kidding,
again.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Rob.
he's good at that.
I
He's
think
He
good
just
at
apologized,
taking-
Rob.
He's taking names.
You're an oath.
Michelle's supposed to explain. Can you explain why you're apologizing?
Hey, David, how was
We
your
got room
New
for
Year's-
one more. One of
how
you
was your New
knuckleheads.
Year's Eve gig?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Should have come on the Patreon on Friday. I said all about it, and I gave Rachel an exclusive clip.
Yeah, that was very good. High energy, David. It was high energy. But David, tell for the wider audience, tell the kids about the stage and what you were dealing with as a musician there.
Well, because it was basically a posh do. I did, to give you an example. Throughout the whole thing, I could see this really tall bloke, and afterwards I discovered that he's the guy. He's like the CEO or the guy that owns Christian Dior, so there was a lot of sort of top people and stuff. So I didn't realize how small the venue was going to be, and it was like a sort of like a hotel. I wouldn't call it a ballroom, would you?
No.
So poor old Michelle was as close to the front as she could get, but she's very short, and so footage was a bit wobbly. But the stage was really, really packed, and it's quite difficult to hear myself because I'm sort of on top of my amp almost, and but we had a fantastic time. It was great, and it went down a storm, and sorts the mortgage out for a little bit.
I'm sure Rachel loved that you almost met someone by the name of Christian Dior, or at least who worked for Christian.
Yeah.
Dior.
Yeah.
I like it when you work with our Spanish friends. If you get a Jesus in there, I'm always a little charmed by all that.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
But I thought I better sort of come out because obviously Mazzy's on now, and Michelle, as you well know, is my long distance life companion and bandmate in Choose Your Weapon, and a Mazzy fan.
We met and we shared Jefferson Airplane stories.
We did. We did.
And Woodstock.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. However, Are you still a bit sore about that video we watched where Mazzy walked right past that Jefferson Airplane
The
album?
new Dawn Blue.
Yeah, that it was there.
Which
Mazzy
one are you still looking for? The Woodstock one?
Yeah,
the blue one.
The new Dawn Blue, and it's like we watched one of Mazzy's thing, and we said if you ever see one, pick it up, and we'll pay for it. And he did a video where he walked right past it. It was
Really?
at the front of the thing, and we were just sat there going.
Was it recent?
Turn around. It was a couple of months back.
But Mazzy gave me the 10 years after. So.
He did give you. The
Next time, text me right away when you see it, and maybe if it's local, I can go back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay,
Good.
John Six-ish Pin is bringing us full circle. Is that Vinyl Dale guy moaning again? Holy
It depends what's happening to him.
We've had a great show. John, you got
nothing's
a few
happening.
mentions.
Hey, John, it's heartfelt moaning.
Holy smokes.
Hell yeah, it's the best kind. But you know what? The other reason I wanted to pop up is because I have made a decision, partly because I've been encouraged by Missy at the back there.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. You know, you guys are always talking about you should write a book, you should do this and the other, but I've decided what I'm going to do, and I'll kick it off with the vinyl tag. But I thought what I'd do is I'm gonna start a channel, and it's going to be called Spinning Stories, and it's basically going to be, you know, unseen photographs that like no one's seen because they're mine, of people like, you know, Cure, Darkness, Pistols, all that sort of stuff, but then show the records that I've got around that kind of thing. But I thought, I said to Michelle just now, I said I've always wanted to do the vinyl tag and that, and I'm not scared. I'm not bothered about any of the sort of kickback there might be, because it's, to me, like Scotty said, it's fun, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it just joining in and having a laugh?
Yes.
It's
simple as that, right?
And the thing is, I haven't got. Well, I've just told you that I'm going to start something, but on my David Donnelly channel, or Donnelly, or Donnelly, or however anyone spells it, on that channel, it's not really a channel. It's just my archive of stuff I've done, TV appearances, festival, you know, things and what have you, and promo videos. To say, yeah, Michelle's on there with the Choose Your Weapon stuff. So it's not really a channel, so I'm not really trying to boost anything, because I'm quite happy with the way my life and career is going. So I don't really need to, you know,
it'll be like an archive,
but it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun, and I am very much an archiver, and I always have been in the bands that I've been on. And like I'll you know, when I was in Atlantic Machine, there's some great footage. Like we played sold out 16,000 people in Liverpool Echo Arena. And one of my favorite bits of the video that we took that day is Michelle was walking behind me as we walked to the stage and up the stairs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I thought it was a cool shot.
And people don't realize that, like, behind the stage, etc., there's almost like an entire TV studio because of things that they need to put up on the screens and stuff. And but you know,
Joel's got some advice. He says trademark a put a watermark on them, or do all your photos before you post them, so people aren't lifting them from you.
Yeah,
hey,
no, I'll do it.
I have a question for David Donnelly.
Oh,
okay.
It's that so we lost the guitars from the Cure, and I haven't seen anywhere where you maybe posted about maybe knowing him or any stories. Do you have any take on that or whatever?
Yeah, I do. I just now the thing is, I had a bit of a rough Christmas, really, because 2 weeks before Christmas, a friend of mine decided to leave the party early of their own volition. So I'm still sort of reeling from that. I've got the funeral of that on Wednesday, and then when I got the news about Perry, I just couldn't. You know, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, the funny thing is, actually, though, I didn't know him so much as a member of the Cure. He was their roadie in 1984, 85 when I was knocking about with them, because my years with the Cure is 1989. So I knew Perry, but the reason I had anything to do with the Cure is because my main friend was Lol Tolhurst, and Lol Tolhurst left after the Disintegration album in '89, and Perry then got asked, "Do you fancy doing the keyboards?" You know, and taking over from Lol, and that was where my sort of, I mean, I still know them, but that was where my regular interaction with the band stopped. So he was a fantastic guy. He's lovely, and Daryl, his brother, has always worked for the Cure as well, and he got Perry a job as a roadie, you know, like in 1984, and yeah, it's hard. It's a real, you know. But as you know, when I was playing my part with the Cure and stuff, there was Andy Anderson, the drummer, who played on the Top and Caterpillar, Love Cats, all that sort of stuff, and me and Andy played in a band later on in life. But you know, we lost Andy like 4 or 5 years ago as well. So it's little parts of your history being chipped away, and so yeah, just hearing about Perry was really quite tough. But no, I didn't feel really that I wanted to acknowledge yet another sort of wave of grief, because I'd already had this friend of mine that kind of fucking ruined Christmas for us all, you know. But
Yeah, difficult.
yeah.
That's pretty horrible.
But that's the thing. If someone's going to do that, they're going to do it. It's happened. Unfortunately, I've had too much experience with people, like I say, deciding that they'd rather not be around anymore and stuff. And it is just heartbreaking, you know.
So
yeah, but thanks, Rob, for acknowledging it, and thanks to I think it's James Farley also said sorry to hear about your friend, which is really, you know, really good. So yeah, I knew him, but I only knew him not actually as a member of the Cure, funnily enough, you know. So
yeah, but he was part of he's part of the scene. Obviously, if you're a roadie with the band, everybody knows you.
I mean, you did the very last tour, the Lost World tour, the very last one, and I do remember watching the Troxy gig and just thinking, God, Perry doesn't look very well. So I think it might have been an illness he'd had for a while.
So do you have an ETA on the launch of this new channel, or are you just going to piggyback it on top of the David Donnelly channel, or is it going to be a brand new thing?
Well, I just thought Michelle's here till after the funeral, so she's here till Thursday, and so I'm going to get her to help me with the camera, you know, and stuff like that. And
I think you should just put it on your channel you've already got, because you've got a bit of a head start because you've got a few subs. Just call it David Donnelly's.
I've only got about 300 subs of
no,
my.
But it's a head start.
Well, I'd like to call it Spinning Stories. What do you think?
Call it. Change the name of your channel.
I think
you could keep it. I mean, you can go either way. You could keep it on your channel and make it a separate playlist, like I do. Memories of a Vinyl Junkie is part of
right. Yeah.
Because you got a built-in audience. You know, I'm surprised that there's a handful of YouTubers, vinyl people that'll have their movie channel and they have this channel, and they're like, after a while, like, what the fuck? How do I find you?
Well, because they are both related too when it comes to Mazzy. Like, I've got a separate channel for my flight sim stuff because it's totally unrelated to anything I do here.
Yeah. But if you're in music,
Rachel, can I invite people to join me on my new channel for the new
year?
Rob,
you've got a new channel. What's going on here? Rob, am I hearing an official announcement of a new channel?
It's called Let's Talk About Mazzy. That's my new channel.
Holy smokes.
Rob, you are so obsessed with this guy Mazzy, you know.
Holy smokes.
Well, speaking of losing people this past year, my radio station is going to be doing a show. We're putting together a show that I was really excited about. I just found out it's called People We Lost, and it's going to be a bunch of local bands that are going to be doing small tributes to each. Like Steve Cropper is going to be attributed to. My band is going to be doing Raul Malo, so we're going to be doing a bunch of Mavericks tunes. And it's Ozzy Osbourne. Somebody's doing some Black Sabbath. There's a whole bunch of bands that are going to be doing little short sets in this full festival that we're going to be doing in February. So it's really cool. It's a whole bunch of people that we lost in 2025.
Is it an official show?
Yeah, the official.
Yeah, I gotta tell you,
it's an actual show. People are going to pay to come see it. It's going to be at Skipper Smokehouse in Tampa, Florida, and it's going to be a sold out event, I'm sure. So
yeah, Ozzy has to have been the biggest name that we lost in 2025. Ozzy Osbourne would have been the biggest name that we lost in music. Yeah. I can't think of anybody bigger that we lost.
A lot of people are going to be coming for that, and there's a lot of ladies coming to see us do the Mavericks because over here they love Raul Malo. So I have to get my pipes. I have to get my pipes together for that because he hits a lot of high notes. So
did you know that the band Glenn Matlock and the Philistines, which is one that I played in, originally they were called the Mavericks, and then they got told off by the American ones. And
oh, really?
Yeah. But there's actually a very, very rare pressing of the first Philistines album under the name the Mavericks.
Really?
Yeah, and it's I don't know how many got out, but
that's interesting.
That was good.
Yeah.
We lost Brian Wilson this year. Brian Wilson. That's if there's any name single name bigger than Ozzy, it's got to be
a band's going to do that one too. They're going to do Brian Wilson as well. So
I think with the deal with Ozzy is like, what was it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before he died? He did that final show. It was a very dramatic kind of
exit.
No.
It's almost, I mean, horribly so, but perfect almost.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know the whole that his voice was sort of supported, but I watched it. He did a good performance.
He did a good performance, but it was not so good that I got the impression that his voice was supported. I mean, people do backing vocals all the time. You know,
well, no, it wasn't my take. I just thought it was a good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a great performance. But obviously it wasn't the Ozzy of old.
Yeah,
he's struggling, you know.
Like people like Brian Wilson, his health.
Yeah.
Like there was talk he had a bit of dementia or something. I thought, right?
I saw Brian Wilson at Glastonbury. That was fantastic. People had blow up surfboards and were actually going over the crowd. It was really, really good fun. But I mean, some people. I was saying to someone, probably Rachel on Friday, but I got to see James Brown just before he passed, sort of thing, and he almost did nothing on stage other than saunter up to the mic every now and again and go. And then
that's kind of what Mazzy does.
Sounds
right?
like that sounds like George Clinton. George Clinton's like that sometimes.
Yeah. But there
He
was
just goes to the mic and goes and then walks away.
There was a very good.
Scotty, isn't it true that George Clinton's reassembling like Funkadelic and?
I think so. They stopped for a while, but yeah.
To do a new album. That's what I heard.
Renee, you're absolutely right. Ace Frehley was a big
absolutely.
loss. Ace Frehley is up there. Huge loss.
I mean,
I think they are doing Kiss too. We're doing Kiss too. I forgot about that. They're doing Kiss as well. So
yeah. Ace Frehley was huge. Good point, Renee. The other thing too about Brian Wilson and Ozzy overshadowing Wilson, I think of these names mentioned, with the exception of Ace Frehley, the most culturally relevant was Ozzy because, as Rob says, he had just come out on stage, sat down, performed. So he was still part of the zeitgeist, the cultural zeitgeist. Johnny mentions Connie Francis, but it had been a long time since Connie Francis.
Okay, so here's a funny thing about Connie Francis.
Yeah, go.
One of her songs went viral over the last 2 years, like hugely viral. And she was brought back into the consciousness because so much so I had to say to myself, is she still alive? And she did interviews and stuff. So very close up to her passing away.
And her records are selling big time again.
But don't you think all this really does depend on, you know, what your era is and what is? I mean, for me, you know, the two immediately biggest ones would be Ace Frehley, sorry, because you know I discovered Kiss when I was 10 years old, you know, and for a 10-year-old, they're just the band of the century, you know, and I stuck on in there, and I liked Ozzy, but and obviously Perry, you know, that's a tough one. But one of them for me, which might interest the jazz people, well, I was going to say there's that, but the jazz people might be interested in there. My mum and dad, my dad was a jazz clarinetist, and he knew a lot of the jazz people, and I had no idea when I was younger the kind of people I met that now I know, you know, like the names, and I think, wow. But you know, Cleo Lane died earlier this year as well, and Cleo, I've been around her house. I didn't know how special it was, and I was telling Beatle Babe about how we were around Cleo Lane's house once, and there was a guy in the corner playing piano, just tinkling away, just doing everything. I only found out like years later that was Dudley Moore, you know, because Dudley Moore was a friend of Johnny Dankworth, who was married to Cleo Lane and all that sort of stuff. But I spent a lot of time, but not knowing. The funny thing is, because I absolutely was obsessed at the time with Sweet, the most impressive thing about Cleo Lane to me is that she was on RCA Records, that she had the same orange label as Sweet albums and Bowie albums, you know, and that's that. So I was a nerd right back then, you know, and I remember her saying as well that her and Johnny had played Carnegie Hall for 3 nights or something, and they were allowed to hitch a ride on a plane that had been hired by Kiss. And I said, did you see what they look like without their makeup? And she said, well, yeah, they didn't have their makeup on. So what do they look like? And she was like men, just you know. But that was fantastic, you know. Those those sort of things. But yeah, Cleo, I feel bad because she was a big part of my history, including my parents, and stuff like that. But obviously the really hard hitting ones for me were people I was in bands with. Clem Burke, as you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was in. I've been around Clem. I've been around with Clem 20 years, something like that, and that's still
Abe
gets
Pagoda.
me. Yeah, sorry,
Abe Pagoda.
Yeah, you're an idiot, man. He
He was
died
my
so
neighbor.
long time ago.
Abe Pagoda was my neighbor in Hell's Kitchen. Yeah.
What? Abe Vigoda was your neighbor?
Uh-huh.
And we lost.
That sounds pretty fishy to me, Scotty.
And another band.
I used to call him Fish all the time. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Another bandmate that went was Rick Butler. I was in a band with Rick Butler from the Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a real gentleman.
That's another one. Yeah.
Brilliant drummer.
We lost Manny.
Manny from the Stone Roses as well. I had a lovely afternoon down the pub with Manny from Stone Roses.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So you actually knew him, or had a chance to?
Yeah. Well, we did a gig together at the 100 Club, and
big club too, and that's Soho, isn't it?
Me and Manny arrived really early for some reason. I think we both got the time wrong that we were supposed to show up for sound check and stuff, and the 100 Club was still just shut. And so he said. It was called Holy Holy. It was the first lineup. Sorry, I'm just answering the.
Yeah.
It was called Holy Holy, and it was basically a Bowie-based band with Maggie Ronson and Lisa Ronson, obviously the sister and daughter of Mick Ronson, and Woody Woodmansey was a guest at the time. But then, he said he enjoyed it so much. Clem obviously went back to Blondie, and Woody Woodmansey carried on with. He actually called it Woody Woodmansey's Holy Holy, and that's where I met Visconti and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Clem was the original drummer of Holy Holy, funnily enough, and I was the original bass player.
And tell us again how you got involved with Visconti and all those cats. What was your way in from there?
That was Daphne Guinness doing the Daphne Guinness album.
Okay.
Yeah, I was co-writing and playing guitar, and he was producing her album that we were doing and stuff, and he was marvelous. He was really, really good. But it's been a horrible year for losing sort of friends that were in bands as well, because I think, as I said to you at the time, Rach, it's like first I was a fan, then I was a colleague, and then I became a friend. And it's almost like a triple kick in the bollocks, because it's you sort of you're upset when you're a fan of someone and they pass away. If you've worked with someone as well, that's like, oh man, it's like being in the army. There might be my army mates or something, but then when they become friends as well, it's just horrible. And of course, when Clem died. Just the internet, everything on Facebook had Clem's picture, and it was such a shock as well because he was so healthy. Clem was. Yeah. He was always at the gym, looking after himself. He always looked perfectly tan, and we always used to have this joke, didn't we, that he couldn't walk past a reflective. He couldn't walk past a reflective surface without checking his hair. And he was fantastic.
Well, that's amazing.
We used to swap.
Yeah, everybody from the New York Dolls. There's another band completely eviscerated. Every member is gone now from the New York Dolls. Hey, what's the verdict? We're going to turn to Norman Masloff. So what's the verdict? Which one is, quote, the official tag? Massey, you know what's official. What is the official
I don't
tag?
speak for anyone but myself.
Okay.
To me, that's official. So just
Okay.
take it.
So
That's
the one David Atkinson
my
is
opinion, my take.
official
You know,
tag.
it's on the opposite side of this. When I don't put official or in my honest or humble opinion, I get people saying, you're wrong. That's just your opinion. Well, of course, that's my fucking opinion. I'm the one talking. So I feel I don't have to do it. So when I do it, they get upset. When I don't do it, they get upset. So fuck off, everybody.
Okay.
Rachel, I'm offering my services for free.
Okay.
I believe I have a special talent.
Yes, you do. Many.
That if you mention the person, I can tell you which vinyl tag they should take.
Okay. I wanted to start with Scotty because I have some concerns. Scotty, what is his go-to tag going to be? Scotty, listen up. This is a gift you're watching here.
You're not going to be right. I know you're not going to be right.
Well, we'll just see about that. He's channeling now. Go quiet.
He's doing the vinyl tag.
Yes.
Of
yes.
The fish-related vinyl tag.
The fish-related vinyl tag.
No.
Oh, he's going to have to calm down and recover.
Hold on.
Yvonne and I are doing the disco tag.
No. You again, Scotty, you misunderstand me.
Okay, let's see what this is.
I'm not guessing which vinyl tag you should take.
You're telling me.
He's telling you.
Oh, I think that's going to be Brian's. That's Brian's territory. I'm sorry.
Brian was on fire today.
That's Brian's territory. I'm not touching fish.
He was fired up.
I thought it was quite.
Yeah, he was fired up. Yeah.
Well, we have what's called a fan question. Can I ask Rob if he's going to do another vinyl auction? Will you ever do a vinyl auction again?
Hold on, Bill. It's sort of like if a deer shits in the woods.
Yes.
I do vinyl auctions once a month.
Yes.
You have to be there to participate.
Thank you, Mitch. Good advice for everybody.
But I think, Scotty, I noticed that several times someone tried to put a little gag in the chat there, and they said, "How about the racism tag? We could maybe have a go at that." I have a black brother-in-law who's built like a brick shithouse, as we say over here. Massive guy, and he loves winding me up by telling me jokes, me getting them wrong, and making me appear racist. But I was thinking maybe someone like yourself could do like a bit of Johnny Cash, maybe. I'm sure there's one in there. Project 18. Not very
racist. He wasn't a racist, was he? No.
No, he said a few sort of. He had some lyrical.
Well, remember Elvis Costello got drunk. And
Elvis got in big trouble. He got in big trouble. Clapton did it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, there's your first part of the top 10 and stuff.
Why are you liberals always causing trouble and racism? Can't we just get along? Go ahead, Ron.
Harry's Music Room should do.
Yes.
I really secretly hate the Beatles vinyl tag.
Holy, so can you imagine the controversy of that one?
No, I mean, Scotty, this is one of my brother-in-law's jokes. He said,
careful.
He said, hey, Dave. No, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. You have to remember what the target of the joke is and what the subject is.
It's very tense here.
Right have to keep it in context.
And this guy's a black guy. So, and I'm not arguing with him because he's enormous. He's like Rob's size. Let me just put this in context. My brother-in-law was Mike Tyson's bodyguard. Just sit with that for a moment.
Like Tyson's bodyguard.
Yeah.
And Frank Bruno.
Like he needed one.
And Frank Bruno. And Slipknot as well. Yeah, imagine looking after Slipknot. Anyway, he said to me once, he said, hey, Dave, what do you call a black guy flying a plane? And I said, I don't know. And he went, a pilot, you racist.
Yes, there you go. That's pretty good.
Well, that's like, what do you call two Filipino pilots?
Here we go. Oh, no.
A pair of pliers.
Rachel,
that's racist. Now that's racist.
David,
that's an accent.
David.
Wow.
I'm sorry you had to deal with another death. So
that's racist.
To all the other deaths.
Yeah, because this one, somebody just died up.
Someone just died on a live stream.
Accent joke, or you do a New York accent or a Texas accent, Southern accent joke.
Sue, could you edit this part out of this live stream, please?
Michelle had something to say about Rachel's accent. You can sit forward, You look sort of weird sat in the background. Can I say you were saying about Rachel's accents, and yet there's loads of American accents.
Yeah.
Why are you so fascinated with British accents?
That there's so many.
Than American accents?
Well, no, it's just that you really love a British accent. You always go on about, and you try and do. You did a brilliant Scottish, just lilting into Welsh the other day. And but you have loads of accents.
I do. I like doing my New York like that. And we just
go to the bathroom. You know what I'm on.
I got to tell you, Scott,
talking about
the first time I'd never seen it ever, Scott. Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck that won the Oscar. Robin Williams. I avoided it. And Marty, if you're out there, if you catch us on the rerun, Marty wanted me to watch this thing. And I said, I kind of avoid it because sometimes Robin Williams can kind of be too much Robin Williams, almost like Dustin Hoffman could be too much Dustin Hoffman for me. Yeah. But Williams was really good, and everybody did such a great job. It's a really good
it's a great
movie.
film,
yeah. I mean, you can tell it's kind of like, this is the Oscar moment. See, and there's a little bit of that happening. Danny Elfman's soundtrack, great music in it was in there's, anytime you get Starland.
Minnie Driver, yeah.
Yeah, Minnie Driver was excellent. Go ahead, Rob.
I have a hot take on that movie.
Okay, I want to hear your hot take.
So they won the Oscar for best screenplay, right?
Best screenplay, yeah.
So when they first wrote that screenplay, it was a thriller about a 13-year-old boy named Good Will Hunting, and it got rewritten. I think 90% of that script was rewritten by Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah, because Kevin's got the executive producer.
Yeah, he didn't. Whatever situation it was, because the rewritten is not the same as the original script of the movie. So
really,
record for all of us, Rob.
That's completely different.
What is the breakthrough moment in the film without giving anything too much away? What's the line? Yeah, what's the line? We talked about it with.
I don't remember.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, Marty. I'm going to hold you and say it's not your fault a lot. I'm going to say it a lot.
I really like the Boston accent. It's like
the Boston,
Boston.
Don't
pack the cow there.
Yeah,
it's the Charles River.
Yeah,
it's wicked fierce. Wicked fierce. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Marty and Rich are supposed to be doing part 2. What do I need to do? Bring heads together. It'll happen. Today's not the day for it. For one thing, we got to head out and do a whole bunch of stuff. I found the "it's not your fault" moment so awkward. Well, it's a breakdown scene, right? It's a breakthrough. Massey, have you ever had a moment like that in your own life where you're with, say, oh God, let's go Coffee Dave. He's the most likely character you'd be involved with in a moment like this, where he's just repeating one word over and over, a little statement, just to break you down and get through you. It's not your fault you missed the Beatles in '66. You had to take that drum lesson. You had to take that drum lesson. And eventually you're like, I could have seen the Beatles. And it's a breakthrough and a breakdown for you. What do you think? Coffee Dave, the guy for you for that moment?
No, I can't think of any right off the top of my head.
All right, because it's a powerful moment. Rob, have you ever had a Good Will Hunting moment with a good friend, a buddy, a counselor, a sage advisor, someone like me, perhaps, in your life as Cheryl, just reaching out to you going, Rob, it's not your fault. It's not your
Actually,
fault.
Rachel, the opposite. Everyone I've ever come across in my life said, "Is exactly your fault."
Yeah.
I've had somebody say that to me. It is my fault.
I was going to say that if someone said that to you, Rob, it's not your fault, Rob, that you would continually go, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it really is."
The Highlander, the whole Highlander series, that was interesting with accents. The worst one was the world infamous one is 100-year-old Dick Van Dyke when he was a much younger man. Doing his English Cockney.
Mary Pippins. Yeah. Well, Michelle just whispered in my ear. She said, "My dad saw the Beatles at the Cavern." And,
that is legendary. If you're around for that, absolutely.
And I think the second gig you came to watch me was at the Cavern, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Second? No. Oh, third, wasn't it? Yeah.
Hey, folks, so we got Michelle with us. She's into, the paranormal investigations, ghosts and hauntings and all this sort of thing, energies and, just all that unexplained phenomena people find endlessly fascinating. You find it over on the TLC channel. Anyway, please check out Michelle's channel, and it is Paranormal Investigations, and there's a whole bunch of videos and content. Go ahead, David.
If Scoozy's feeling in a good mood as well, if you could put up the Choose Your Weapon YouTube channel as well, you can see Michelle in the band that we're in as well. So
Choose Your Weapon.
We haven't really started.
But Catharsis, the video for Catharsis is on there, and that's mastered and mixed again by Mark Anthony Kay.
Okay, but what is
So
I found it.
Got it. Excellent.
Okay, Mazzy, here's a suggestion for you. Mazzy always he's very creative when his videos coming titles. This idea.
By
What
doing
about
the
this one?
top 10 song lyrics, it's basically like saying official. The top 10 according to who?
Yeah, exactly. You
See,
know.
that's. I mean, I'm being kind of snarky about that, you know.
But I just think it's fun. I don't understand. I genuinely just don't quite get the drama.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
I
call yours whatever you want to call yours.
I agree,
That's-
David.
I'll do the David Atkinson one. I presume that's the one everyone's doing. Are they?
That's
Or
the
is it-
big one. You
It's
got
the
to do
official,
that one.
David. It's the
Yeah.
official.
Well, it's the one that the main thing.
Be prepared. You're going to have to be long-winded for that. It's a long one. It's
I
a
was
lot
looking
of
through-
records.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was just looking through, and I was just thinking, yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
I've got something for everyone. I'm going to struggle a little bit on the soul side, but that's one of the reasons why I watch your channel, because I don't know about that stuff. So I always investigate stuff. I mean, that's why I find William so frustrating, because he's into a lot of stuff that I've never heard of before, like hip hop stuff and what have you. But and I've discovered some really cool tunes, through that. And but oh wow, wicked! Thank you. And
yeah, we got a couple of those. One for Michelle. Johnny is logged on to the paranormal investigation. So Johnny L. Now be very careful, Michelle. With great power comes great responsibility. Johnny is very sensitive, and if you go too deep into what I call the occult, Johnny can be quite frightened. And so something to keep in mind. I don't want him having nightmares again.
You don't want an evil spirit inside you, do you?
Well, here's the deal. Johnny's got my number now, so he'll phone me up going, I watched Paranormal. Rachel, I got very frightened. I go, Johnny, it's 3 o'clock in the freaking morning here.
Talk to me while I go to sleep.
There was honestly, I'm not trying to plug. If you're not interested, don't go there. But on the Mad Paranormal one, last night's live premiere that they did,
yes,
was fantastic, because I'm a real skeptic. You see, I'm a bit sort of like, is it really? Is it? But sometimes they get me to do the audio on things, and like, can you boost this sound that we thought we felt we heard, and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, yeah. But I have to say, particularly the one last night and stuff, there's some weird, because you can see everyone that's in the room, and I know that they're not technically proficient enough to fake stuff, because they don't know how it works.
I'm literally editing it sat next to you.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
It's funny. I've always been a skeptic too, but I stopped being a skeptic when I was in Japan. I was in Osaka, and in Japan they really believe in spirits and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And we went to this hotel. We stayed at this hotel during the tour. And they were telling all kinds of spiritual stories, and I was like, whatever. And I went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I don't like my sheets to be tucked in when I'm in bed. I like them to be loose. I woke up and my sheets were tucked in perfectly, and I couldn't move.
Oh yeah.
And that freaked me the freak out. And this was in Osaka, Japan, and I'll never forget that. I don't know if somebody came in and kind of punked me or really did happen, but I was a believer.
Holy smoke. I love that. The whole idea with I was watching. Anybody else enjoy Theo Vaughn? I got to get moving here pretty quick because I got to go make a deal with the guy.
No, he sort of strikes me as a bit of a meathead.
He's kind of dopey, Rachel.
What? Who?
Oh,
what?
The kid
has nothing to do what he talks about.
Yeah,
if you believe, subject matter wise, the guy's pretty dopey. I don't think he's funny.
Oh well. Anyway, I just want to tell you the story with Theo for this story.
Okay.
So he gets a phone call from a guy dials, and he goes, "Hey, don't you think it's gay? Is a guy gay if he just wears the top and no pants under, and he's just is that gay?" And Theo sits there and he kind of thinks a bit. And he goes, "Well, to me, the litmus test for being gay or not would be having sex with other dudes. That would be the litmus test, not so much." And I thought that was so funny and so, so straight up and honest. It was kind of funny, and it detracted from a kind of a nonsensical comment. I loved it.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay, go ahead.
What's going on with that? What's the guy's name? The one that Mazzy was kind of confused by. That goes do. That guy. What's his name? Nardwuar.
Oh,
He got
Nardwuar,
some
yeah.
kind of official something in Canada.
He got awarded the Order of Canada, which is kind of like the Kennedy Center Honors, where or it's like the
Really?
Medal of Freedom for America. It's like the highest civilian award that we offer.
Wow.
And it's like getting a knighthood, a Sir for Paul McCartney
Okay.
for the arts and that sort of thing. So I like
Yeah,
Nardwuar.
he's all excited. He had a
Mazzy,
video about it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Nardwuar's great. He's a bit of a legend out in the West Coast here. So anyway,
Cool.
ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all the guests, especially David Atkinson, who came up. It was a lot of fun today, talk about the vinyl tag and stuff. And we're going to be back on Tuesday. Still won't have the new camera in place then, but ladies and gentlemen, it's coming to a live stream sooner than later. And wasn't Brian hilarious today? Brian is he got all wound up. He was just
that was a wow moment.
That was
I've never seen him rear up like that. That's quite
he's got a whole thing,
I clutched my pearls a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll get better lighting for Mazzy later for the next time.
I didn't bring it up. Someone in the comments did, so I just suggested what to do. There we go. Bye.
All right, everybody. We love you. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye for now. Peace and love.
Bye,
And
everybody.
thank you, Richard, for your huge dono. Absolutely mind-bending. Thank you, Richard. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everybody. Poof. Look at this.